Conference will now be
Go
recorded.
online because they're not really sure whether they're online or not. Can you hear us, Bill and Robert?
Can you hear us? You guys are muted, so give us a head shake if you can hear us. Okay, perfect. All right, it is 6 o'clock, and we will call the zoning board meeting of January 20th, 2026 to order. And the first case is case ZB 26-01.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the board. For the record, my name is John Bernard, and you have seen this plan before in May. This had a unanimous approval, and this is the exact same plan. We've made great progress with it so far. Up in the corners, you'll see one where we have the ability to hook onto the storage connection. That came through in December. And then on the other side is our driveway permit and granting of communication that we're very close to them, the final engineering changes that they want. So it looks like we're making really good progress. The reason why we're here tonight is that you'll see we will be omitting the 20% workforce housing that we talked about before. And that really is the only change that we're making here today. So this plan is the exact same plan, same thing that we've seen. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Steve Nix, who's done a great job writing this, and he'll explain it from here. Thank you.
Thank you, John. My name is Stephen Nix. I'm an attorney representing John Bernard and Haven Grove. The May approval of the variance was conditioned upon 20% of the units being workforce housing. And so that would have been 24 units out of the 120. What happened was John's been working with the state of New Hampshire. Let me get this right here. And their program is the Invest New Hampshire 2 program. And I'm not going to get the numbers exactly right, but the Invest New Hampshire 1 program came in with 10 million federal funds or something like that. And those funds were allocated to projects in the southern part of the state and pretty much sucked them up. There's now some remaining funds. And the problem is there's 40 applicants that are trying to get the funds to support the workforce housing. So John's been working with them, and they keep coming back and reducing the numbers and reducing the numbers. So what we're asking the ZBA to do tonight is essentially amend the prior variance to say the same number of units, everything stays the same, except that whatever the award that's granted by the state that is accepted by John, because we're not sure exactly what the contingencies on the awards are going to be yet either, but if he gets the awards, he will allocate the number of units that's supported to workforce housing. He wants to do it. And then the remaining units will be regular market of affordable housing. The whole point of doing the duplexes is to get the cost of the housing down. So that's basically why we're here. I'm treating this, or I have treated it as a new variance because there's no real method of going back and amending a variance unless the board, wants to just do that. That's fine. But I'm treating it as a new variance for the 120 units in 6 duplexes. And what I did was I laid out some proposed conditions here. One would be that if the Invest New Hampshire award is granted, and you might want to amend your handout and accepted by John, if all the terms work out, that John will build the appropriate number or the supported number of workforce housing units. That would be condition number 1. If the Invest New Hampshire funds aren't available, then the first contingency would be voided, and he would just build out the units as market affordable housing units. Then we do, and we'll talk about this more, update the DOT permit, and we're asking to be able to do this in phases, where the first phase would be 40 units, and we're asking that the board determine that the rough grading of the roads for the first 4 units would vest the variance. So, and that's in my handout. Essentially, because of the rent restrictions that are put on workforce housing by the state statute, and the cost of construction, it is virtually impossible to build workforce housing without some type of grant, and I'll say government grant, or if there were some private organization that would also grant money. Otherwise, you just can't do it. It doesn't work. What you'd have to do is raise the rents on the non-workforce housing above market value to support the workforce housing, and it just doesn't work. So that's why we're asking for this particular variance. Again, and I'll go through this very quickly. The property is located at 246 Laconia Road. It's on a 49-acre plus piece of property. Property also has storage units on it, which are a special exception was granted a couple of years ago, I think. And the buildings are up. There is another application tonight to add some more buildings. The storage units have very little impact on the housing. There's very little traffic impact. Very few people go. It's all very state-of-the-art, modern, protected with security, lights, etc. That's as far as the other use on the property. The property currently has 2 curb cuts, and right now there's only one of the curb cuts is being used for the storage units, but with the addition of the residential units, the second curb cut will be utilized, and will be a one-way in and one-way out. And John, as he said, has been working with the state of New Hampshire on that, and has progressed quite significantly forward with getting the final permit and plan in hand. He does have a letter indicating that they've approved the concept, so that's coming down the line. There's also, the property also is serviced by municipal sewer, and John has the sewer permit from the town, the sewer commission and the state, and he's working on that. So he'll have to bring a sewer line from the other side of the railroad underneath Laconia Road, and so the easements, et cetera, are all in the works to have that done. Everything's moving forward to get that done. There is municipal, I should say, water district water available. There's a question about whether the cost will be too prohibitive to use that, but there is plenty of backland on this piece of property that can be used for an on-site well, for a community well. So one way or the other, there'll be a adequate water supplied to the property. The building layouts that you see on this particular plan are conceptual. When the final plans are done, the engineers will site the property. It will be within this approximately 12-acre piece. I know I don't have a microphone, so I'll do it quickly. It's shown as the purple here, and the units out front won't be part of it. So I'll quickly go through the test for a variance. There's five criteria. I'll give you a quick review. There's 5 criteria for the variance. Just kidding. 1 and 2 are the spirit of the ordinance and whether it's contrary to the public interests. And the New Hampshire Supreme Court has indicated that the ZBA should look at these 2 criteria together. And I have this in here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says that for a variance to be contrary to the public interests and inconsistent with the spirit of the ordinance, its grant must violate the ordinance's basic zoning objectives. Mere conflict with the terms of the ordinance is insufficient. And then it goes on to give 2 tests to determine whether it meets the basic zoning ordinance. Test number 1 is examine whether granting the ordinance would alter the essential character of the neighborhood. This piece of property is in the resort commercial zone. It's actually the last piece of property in the resort commercial zone. It butts up to the regional commercial zone, which is the area where Home Depot is, the mall, I believe the hotel's on the other side of the street, but there's dense commercial between this piece of property and I-95. From this piece of property running north, it's resort commercial, and it's abutted directly on the north by the veterinary clinic. There is the U-Haul storage facility. There's the golf course, and then immediately after that, on the right-hand side of the road going north, it turns into cottages and cottage colonies and houses that are more related to the lake area. On the north, on the southwest side of the property, it's zoned industrial. So again, we're the last piece in the resort commercial before it goes industrial, and that's where the Nickerson Business Park is. That is sort of remote from where this project is being planned. It's pointed to the right on this plan. Here. A lot of woodland between. I don't think, I've been out there several times. I do not believe that you can actually see the industrial park from this, or vice versa, from where it's going to be. So we're not going to be, by adding this particular use, we're not going to be changing the character of the neighborhood. This is a transition zone. We're actually going to be adding housing right where it's needed because, and we'll talk about this again later, Tilton has a deficit of housing for people who work here. And this will be placing the duplex houses right in the area where the jobs are. Basically, it won't be changing the character of the neighborhood. The second test is examining whether granting the variance would threaten the public health or safety. I think I pretty much went over everything. We've got sewer, we have water, we have adequate traffic. There's adequate area on the property for the stormwater detention area. Actually, the engineers have already looked at that and figured out how that works. So based upon the factors, there is no threat to public health, safety, or welfare. Test number 3 is substantial justice. And that test says that there's 2 critical inquiries: whether the gain to the general public by denying the variance request outweighs any loss to the individual. And in this particular case, the gain to the public by denying is huge, because you're going to be losing the either workforce housing part of it, or the affordable market rate housing that you get by building the duplexes closer together, and the housing in the neighborhood. You can actually sort of reverse that test and say this is a big benefit to the town. It's by denying the variance, it's a loss to John, the owner. The only residential use that can be made of this property is single family homes, and it would require significant road and utility construction to build single family homes. And quite frankly, it's very difficult from a financial standpoint to build single family homes because of the utility, unless you're on an existing road system, because the cost of building the infrastructure is so high. The other possible long-term negative of a single family homes is that at some point those people may come to the town and ask the town to take the road over as a public road, which puts more problem on the town. The test number 2 is examining, Test number 2 is whether the proposed development is consistent with the area's present use. And that's sort of the same test that I just talked about, is where in a transition zone, a lot of commercial properties nearby. This this really puts the housing right where it needs to be, right in the area that it needs to be. And then the test number 2 is the proposed development consistent with the area's present use? And I just went over that. Values to surrounding properties. We have no credible evidence that this will devalue any of the abutting properties. It is our belief that this will actually increase the value of abutting properties because it will be supplying housing for the employees that would work in the area, and that's the theory. Unnecessary hardship. Owing to the special conditions of the property that distinguish it from other properties in the area, no fair and substantial relationship exists between the general public purpose of the ordinance provision and the specific application of that provision to the property. Probably could have said that in fewer words, but what makes this property unique? This is one of the last large undeveloped pieces of property in this area and in this zone. It's also 50 acres. It's also I'm going to say long. It's not really narrow, but it's longer than it is wide, so it goes quite a ways back. This particular proposal will be placing the housing units 400 feet from the road, which gives it a good buffer from the road. Visually, you're not going to see it right up against the road. The storage units will be in front of it. There's also a large area of trees that have been left out there as a visual buffer down the slope. When you go by, you can see the top of the hill where it's been cleared, but there have been trees that have been left. The property is also unique in that it's very close to large job supply, and that's the whole point of building these things is for the housing for the employees. And I already talked about it's unique in the zone in where it's located at the edge of the zone. It's a transition area or transition lot between the resort commercial and the more highly developed commercial areas. Hardship test number 2, the proposed use is a reasonable use. The reasonable use is that it supports reasonable and economically viable development for residential dwellings. Again, if John gets the award from the state, he'll put as many workforce housing units in here as he can. If he doesn't, these units, because of the way they're designed, duplexes, will cost less to build and therefore will be more market rate affordable if that's what happens. So we believe that John meets the criteria for variance, and then we would ask that the ZBA grant the variance with the conditions that we suggested. Questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we go further, Pat, would it be proper procedure to amend case 25-03 or rehear it as a whole new case? Okay, just making sure we're going down the right path. Cool. Any questions for him? Nope. Any public comment? Online? All right. We will close public comment and begin deliberation.
So this is the same plan that we've already approved. He's not adding any units. Nothing's changed. He just wants to eliminate 24 units for workforce housing because the money is dried up out of Concord. That's what I'm hearing.
Correct me if I misspeak this. He wants to put in as many workforce housing units as the grant will allow.
If he gets no money,
Then it's none.
then it's none.
I couldn't have said it better than you did in just like those 4 words you said. Yes, exactly correct.
Right. And there's no, so he's trying to get rid of that stipulation of 20, everything, we've already approved everything up there. I know we're doing it as a new variance, but we've already approved everything that he's doing up there. But it's tied to 24 units of workforce housing.
Right.
He wants to remove this 20%.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if he can get it, then maybe it'll be 10 units. But he doesn't want to be tied to it because he doesn't know what he's going to be getting.
I got a phone call on New Year's Eve day from the state regarding it, and they were already asking me how much less can I take? How many more less can I do? And I said, make a proposal to me. So we don't know exactly what they're going to come back with, if they come back with anything. So like I said, Brian, what you said, I can't say it any better.
I was gonna say, if you take this page 2 of 15, where it's talking about the proposed, what they're suggesting for proposed conditions of
I have a
approval.
question.
I mean, each of those points pretty much covers, and, you know, if he gets this much, this is how many. If he gets none, then, you know, it wouldn't involve workforce housing. I mean, it seems to be pretty simple and laid
Yep.
out, very understandable.
I got a question, John.
Yeah, sure.
I noticed you have a sign on your rental for storage.
Yes.
I now see a sign on the next property next to it.
Yes.
Is that something you have purchased?
Yes.
You purchased that
I
property?
did.
You own that property?
I do.
So I guess my question is,
Well,
what's?
I think if you wait, the next case is
Oh,
about
okay,
storage.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay, so you did purchase that?
I did.
Okay.
Begrudgingly.
Okay, are we amending this or are we approving this contingent upon
The state?
the state? You see what I'm saying? Because this is exactly the same, the way he phrased it there is exactly the same as the May approval.
He wants it, the May approval with
Mhm.
these conditions.
Oh,
attached.
okay, yeah, got
Correct.
it, got it, okay.
I did have a question about you had a part in there about, I just want to get the wording right. The construction of rough grading of the road for the first 40 units of best variance. So just so I'm clear, what you're asking for is that once you start building the road, that would constitute starting of the project.
That's correct.
And in looking for an indefinite investment of the variance.
That's right. We would be vested at that time.
Okay. Wouldn't that be the case anyways? I mean, once he started working on what
We're
it was.
just spelling it out.
Okay. Yeah. But that's inherent. That's just the way it is. As soon as he starts the project, it goes for it.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is he doesn't necessarily need this because once he starts building what the variance allows for, he has enacted
Started.
on the variance.
Oh, wait, correct me if I'm wrong though, but I don't think we have to do anything here
Anything.
because like he could build one apartment building and leave it at that. We're not going to go to him and be like, hey, you didn't build 60.
Right. That's what I mean. As soon as I guess what he's concerned about is if he didn't do anything with this project, then I can't remember the exact date. Then the variance goes away. I believe it's 2 years.
No, okay, no, I understand that part. I'm saying, and forgive me if I don't have the exact words from the approval. Was it a percentage that we did workforce housing?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
20.
20%.
Okay. So yeah, so that would be never mind.
So you can make it 10, you
That was
could
in
make
case
it
we
or
built
0.
10 units, 2 of them would work. You know what I
Two-
mean? It would just
right.
tie
Yeah.
it to-
So you just list the conditions to which it would fall.
What's that?
Oh, no, he said you could list it as 10 or you could list it as 0. And I said, or you could use the
Conditions.
and it would go by however it would fall.
Right.
Meaning whatever he got would be related and how many that he would build. And if he gets nothing, then he wouldn't build any of them that would be workforce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm wondering, is there a way we could phrase it where the town has a better chance of getting workforce rather than leaving it up to the state or the applicant of just like, oh, whatever the state says we'll do. It's like,
We're not even guaranteed if the state says something and they make crazy demands on us, we couldn't do that. So it's financially what they grant you is what allows you to build them. Because what happens is that the workforce housing pays less in rent than the market rate people do. So if you're required to build more of them, you'd have to charge the market rate people even higher to offset the workforce housing, because it's capped at $84,000 a year is what you can make to be eligible for workforce housing. It's state requirements and stuff. So I hope that explains a little bit more for you.
Yeah, kind of. I'm just thinking, I don't know, maybe I should stick to the,
Well, you're
Deal
thinking
breaker.
you want to put some sort of restrictions on it that you know
it's like
workforce housing will go in there.
yeah, let's try to get workforce housing out of this.
Yeah, I think,
That's
If
what
he
I'm,
I
can't
like
get
this.
any
But it-
funding, then how does he do it?
Right.
Yeah.
well, I think we wait for,
The state appro, the state to
state-
come back.
yeah, it'd be like, let's see what
So
the
the-
state says and maximize.
The
it.
issue has for me right now is moving forward with financing. No one will touch it if you don't have money from financing. So I'm stuck in the world of financing, which you need to build these out. So if you put a restriction on it, then I'd be stuck again. I'm in the same place I would be before. That's why we're here. It's all about financing. It's just not, doesn't financially feasible to build it unless you have the grant. You just can't.
Did you
In a,
read,
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, did you read the conditions that are listed in here? I mean, it pretty much spells it out. Any workforce housing is going, that's what has to be built. It's not like it's saying that we're not gonna build any. It's saying it's tying it to the monies that they can get.
It,
So,
the state also notifies us when the grant is
Oh.
awarded.
Yep.
So we know if he gets the award, so we know that that applies to this piece of property.
Correct, but okay,
I think we're getting a little bit lost in the weeds
Mm.
because,
no, I don't think so.
well, while I agree that I would love this to be workforce housing, I don't think that workforce housing or not changes whether or not this land is appropriate for multifamily homes.
I see, yeah, right.
So I love the workforce contingent. I think this is
Mhm.
great. I hope that this happens,
Mhm.
but I don't know that it changes the variance case, if that makes sense.
Well, I think it does because it changes the value to the town. That the workforce housing is more valuable in the town. That was the pitch of the project of this is the first one in resort commercial because we need the workforce housing for the workers that work right there. I'm just saying, I think,
if
I'm wondering if there's a way to maximize the town's position on this of like, let's get the workforce housing. I understand it's potentially up to the state. I'm just saying, could we wait until we hear from the state to, the way we phrase it, I don't know if this is the case, but like the applicant could be like, we don't, never mind, we're not doing workforce housing and we're going to build this.
Oh, I was just saying they're not even gonna waste their time chasing with the
Yeah,
state.
just
That's-
never
that's what
mind,
you're
we're going to
concerned
build this
of.
project.
So
Yeah.
that funding, how it works with the state, it opened up on September 15th. They had another round before that.
Yep.
Then they opened it up on September 15th. I pay substantial money to apply for that. On October 15th, they closed the funding round. Then they tell you how many people applied for it. So it's not like you can go back and this was going to happen again. They've let us know pretty adamantly, there's no more money coming down the road. The winds have changed in the government. So either I'm going to get awarded part of this $10 million, which 42 people have applied for, or I'm not going to get awarded it. But we don't, and then they called me on New Year's Day, I remember it well, called me on New Year's Day and said, well, we're going to break it up amongst more, or we're just going to give it all to one person. What can you do? And I said, I'm already at my bare bone minimum. I can't do it because there's a pro forma. These applications, these grants that you take about 120 hours to put together to get one in there. So there's not like more money coming down the road or another grant. This is it for me. If this doesn't work out, I can't do any workforce housing. And if this does work out, I'll be happy to do it because it offsets the cost of them. So if you put something else on it, like, oh, well, John has to build so many of them and I don't have any funding, I have to go to a bank to get this money. And I go to an investor and the investor has to say, yeah, the pro forma works. If you don't get money from the state, it doesn't work. It doesn't offset. So either we can say, look, we'll get as many houses as we can in their workforce housings, or we'll be saying we won't get any work. We won't get any in there. And that's why we came here today. It's not because I get to go decide this magically that I'm going to stop my process. I'm already all in. I've already spent all the money, have submitted all the forms. You actually have to hire a grant writing expert to do this. It's a book. So when you say, oh, he doesn't have to do it, I want to do it. I want those funds. It really helps. It will help pay for my storage line, my water lines. That's what it's there for. And it's a reimbursement fund. I have to spend the money and then they pay me back. But I don't want to get too far into the weeds like you're talking about. I'm just trying to clarify it. It's not like there's something else that will come down the road.
Does the answer give you the information you're looking for?
Yeah, my point I think still stands though. I don't know, or the sentiment.
Before the 120, you had gone for another variance up there and we granted you 60. And there was no workforce housing.
Correct. Exactly.
We granted you 60. And it wasn't tied to anything.
That's correct. Across the street, they did 240. They're not tied to
They're
anything.
not tied to anything. But it would be nice if it was.
I'm
the
trying.
town.
I've spent my money to
Yep.
try to go this way. I think it's good for everybody. But if I can't make it happen, it's still good to get some decent, affordable, well, market. I don't want to say affordable. I'm not sure what that term means, but good priced housing in the area, that are functionally up to date, as far as insulation, safety codes and all that stuff. So
I got a question.
Yep.
So, John, when the governor came into office and she said all this money is going to go out to affordable home housing,
workforce housing.
workforce housing, that is the money that she has said we are going to appropriate, and the state said, okay, that money is the money that's run out. Is what you
They had
said.
$100 million that ran out, gone, boom, none left. They came up with another 10 million. That was in some other fund. They brought that forward. It was almost got put into the general fund for taxes generally. It didn't. It finally got appropriated for workforce housing. 42 people applied throughout the state, including myself. Those funds get broken up, and that's how it gets. That's how it works.
Good. Any more questions?
Mr. Chair, when the Invest New Hampshire first came out, they sold it like there was millions and millions of dollars. And when
Yeah.
Invest New Hampshire 2 came out, they sent out an email to the towns and said, we have more money. We have more money. We have lots more money. And you'd send it out to developers, whatever. And we were under the impression that this was an ongoing, years ongoing, and that's how they promoted it 2 years ago, at least since I've been in the position, 2 years ago, that there was going to be lots more money. And now, just about 6 months or so, it started dwindling, little trickle down. Well, we might be running out of money. There may be a little bit difference in the scenarios that they gave us, and all of a sudden now they're out of money. And that's how this all started with a lot of developers, not just John. This is not just a John Bernard
Mhm.
problem.
Okay, thank you.
I'm all set.
All set?
Yep.
Any further discussion? No? We guess we gotta go back to the 5 criteria to rehear this as a whole new case. Get back to the front here.
Want me to read number 1?
That would be great if you're right
Granting the variance would not be contrary to the public interest because
Which one do we read here?
like I said, we've approved this. Nothing has changed, just the workforce housing.
Yeah, I agree. The same things that held true before hold true now. It has access to sewer. It's
Yep.
one of the few lots that has access to sewer.
Mhm.
That's the holdback from making things developable for multifamily in most cases in town. It is in a developed area. I agree that
Same amount of units, same.
Yep.
No, yep.
it holds the same
Yep.
facts as last time.
Mhm.
Any other comment?
Makes sense to me.
Number 2, whether the granting the variance would threaten the public health, safety, or welfare. I'll do that because I read it, if you want. I agree. It's got access to all the same municipal services that it would need. Steve, you want number 3?
Wait,
Sorry, we're on number
in-
3.
yeah, 26. Hold on. That one?
Yes.
Granting the variance to do substantial justice. Um, yeah, I think it would do substantial justice. Well, for the applicant, I feel the opposite for the town. I think, I think the workforce housing would have been nice. Maybe there would be more down the line. I don't know. If there's somebody has a different opinion, they can chime in.
No, I agree with you on that. You know, it would be nice if it was workforce housing. It would be nice if the money didn't dry up. But you know, that's not John's fault because the money dried up.
And more housing stock will make housing less competitive and hopefully not
Right.
as expensive.
And it's
Even if it
something
isn't
that goes
workforce housing.
along with what the town's needs are and what our zoning does promote as far as our citizens.
Good to move on.
Yep.
Number
Yeah,
4, values of surrounding properties.
Yeah, if the variance were granted, the values of the surrounding properties would not be diminished because, well,
We don't have any
I don't think,
demonstrable evidence
yeah.
we don't
either
have any
way.
evidence of that,
No,
but
we don't.
we don't.
No,
Unnecessary hardship for the purposes of this, unnecessary hardship is defined. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong one, making it more complicated. Owing to a special condition of the property that distinguishes it from other properties in the area, denial of the variance would not result in an unnecessary hardship because no fair and substantial relationship exists between the general public purpose of the ordinance provision and the specific application of that provision. I think that the whole same holds true as the last ones. It has access to sewer. It's a large lot in a developed area.
Right.
Yes.
And the proposed use is a reasonable one.
Right.
I think personal feeling is that it holds through from the last one.
I make a motion to approve ZB 26-1.
Hold on, we got some verbiage we got to put in there.
Yep. Yep.
I gotta find. I just had the
Page
page.
12.
There it is.
2 of 15.
Yep. 2 of 15.
Well, there's been a motion that's been made. Has it been seconded?
Is that motion going to be part of the conditions here?
Why can
It
we?
should,
Do
yes.
we technically have to
Yes.
amend the motion to include the conditions?
I didn't hear a second.
Right. So we
So
can
the
just,
the motion can be amended without the second.
perfect.
So I wanted to,
I probably shouldn't tell you how to word your motion.
Just
I would add this to what you-
conditions on page 2 of
Condition-
15.
and it should include the conditions on page 2 of 15. Condition number 1, if New Hampshire 2 award is granted, and number 2 and number 3 and number 4. Those conditions on page 2 of 15.
Okay, so a motion has been made to approve ZB case 26-01
I'll
with the
second.
conditions. What's that?
I'll second.
With the conditions that if the Invest NH2 award is granted, the actual number of workforce housing units supported by the grant will be constructed and operated under the New Hampshire Department of Business and Economic Affairs Workforce Housing Statute and Rules. Condition number 2 is if the Invest New Hampshire 2 funds are not awarded, condition number 1 will become void and the project may move forward with non-restrictive affordable housing rates.
Right.
Condition number 3, the updated curb cut approval. And condition number 4 is this project may be constructed in phases. The construction of a rough grading of the road for the first 40 units shall vest the variance.
Yes.
Second.
All right, made and seconded. Any further discussion? Seconded by
Sandy.
Sandy.
Who are you?
It's the mask.
Hey, you.
Hey, you.
I was going to say Pleasant, but that's a last name, not a first name.
Well, I would answer to that too.
Any discussion? Those in favor, vote aye.
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 Those opposed, vote nay.
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 It has three yays and 2 nays. The motion passes. Awesome. On to 26-02.
Two. This is your storage unit question.
All right, so that's not storage.
This is a special exception, just for clarification, not a variance.
Right.
Thanks, John.
I just spelled it out for the sake of, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Okay. So email it to me.
Everyone ready?
Yep.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Good evening again, Chairman and people of the board. Thank you for coming out this cold, dark night again. As you have seen, most of you have noticed that Tilton Ridge Storage has put in 12,600 square feet of storage. That has been successful, or at what they call full occupancy. So at this time, we're looking forward to build out some more. Because we just discussed this property, I'm going to make some, I'm going to try to grab a hand mic so I can look at the map while I'm talking.
This one's stapled back.
It is stapled in a,
Yeah.
in a confusing order. So when this property was being, is the mic good? I can't tell if the mic's working or not.
Have
It's
it.
not.
Push the button.
Go, you have
I
to
hear it. I
talk
hear
right
you
in the
tapping.
front.
There we go.
Test, 1, 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
thank
working.
you.
So when we first decided to develop this property, we looked at the topography. We realized it's 50 acres. It's a large tract of land. And we were trying to develop it in the best manner that we could find it. And the housing, and thank you all again for the housing, is really ideally suited up here. Some of you have walked the land, and we know that that's high land, and it's be an ideal place for housing. Down below here is more of a commercial type of setting for a lot. We have maintained this buffer through here and have left the trees in their original state. It's an old growth forest down through here. So there's great separation between the housing and the storage units. My first indication was that these first storage units were going to be used for most of these people that will be living up in here. Everybody needs additional storage. I know I do. I think most of us can relate to it, but that's already filled. So we're going to extend it. Now, this also would be done in phases. We don't plan to do the whole thing at this point. We'd start off with just putting this next building in, and if the need continues, we'd work it. Most storage facilities that you have in town are this size. They're around 50 to 60,000 square feet. You have one down next to Hannaford in the Franklin Tilton line. That's 67,000 square feet. The one next door is over 50,000 square feet, another 100,000 square feet. That's U-Haul. And then another one just got approved at the last planning board meeting on 132, and that's also a 50,000 square foot building. So when you're building these out, you try to get to a certain size, and that's usually where they stop. And that's why I've asked for an additional 55,000. We'll stop at that point. I don't know if we'll get there, but every time I go to build a building and we're doing the same use, we don't want to have to come back in front of the ZBA. We just want to end it at this point. So hopefully this is the last time you see me on this property. Yeah. And that's really all I have to add. On this side of the property over here, you have an industrial building. It makes a little bit of noise, I'll be honest with you. So you really wouldn't want to put housing on this side over here, and this will create a nice buffer. On this side over here, you have the golf course. This is the U-Haul right here.
and that's a veterinarian. And this is that additional storage place that I purchased that you wanted to talk about. That's this lot here. And we came into the town and we went through planning on that to have that set up for boats and RVs and trailer storage. That was approved in, I believe it was November.
So you just purchased that.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
A few of the members remember walking this property line, and the property line had some problems with it. Well, they continued to make additional problems. They were almost 150 feet digging into my property. So that's how we ended that one. But it's what it is. At that point, I'm going to sit down, and Steve, if you want to go through it. You want this mic? or
No,
that
I'll
mic?
just use this one.
Let that shut off. That's good.
I will just quickly go through the criteria for special exception. The site is appropriate location for the use. I think in the last hearing, I described the location of this property in the RC zone up against the heavier commercial zone. In this particular case, if we look just at the area on the lot that's going to be used, as John described, it's downhill from the residences. It's behind the other storage unit. There's an adequate road that goes in. It's relatively flat down in that area. There'll be no wetlands impacts at all. There is plenty of area in there for the stormwater control. The engineers are already working on that. Some of that will be under the parking lot. It will be combined with the stormwater control from the residential units as well. The property has adequate ingress and egress off the highway. By the time the storage units themselves, if there were no residents out there, there is so little traffic that is generated that the DOT will allow just the one curb cut that is there now. Once the residents are added, then it will become a one-way with two curb cuts with the circle. So the adequate is, the specific site is adequate for the use. There's no factual evidence that property values in the district will be reduced due to incompatible land use. The existing storage units are already on the site. There is the U-Haul storage unit abuts, so this land use is compatible with this area. It has very little impact on any of the abutters. There's no nuisance or hazard involved. It doesn't create noise, dust, no visual blight. Interesting, John was explaining the lighting. There's security lights. The new modern lights stay on at night, but they're at a lower lower level. And then when somebody comes in, they get brighter. So it's only brighter when somebody's there, and then they go back down. And they're all night-friendly lights, so you don't get the light pollution. There are adequate facilities will be provided. Again, there's ingress and egress is fine. There's 24-hour security. There's adequate area for firefighting. The next criteria is that there's adequate and safe sanitary sewage. There will be no sanitary sewage for the storage units. As John explained to me earlier today, he says you don't want them because then people will try to live in them. And you just don't want that, so you don't have any bathrooms on the site. The use is not more objectionable to nearby properties by reason of noise, fumes, odor, or vibration. Again, there's very few people that come in and out of here. There is no noise or vibration. The loudest thing you're going to hear is somebody unloading or loading their unit at a particular time. Those are the criteria for the special exception. I would invite questions.
Questions? Do the storage units have water or septic?
No,
Nothing.
No.
Yeah.
nope, no water, no septic.
Did we go? This is
So if Lake Winnipesaukee dries up, goes away, We don't need storage, right?
Probably
Oh, I can't.
Well,
Well,
if they-
storage is in.
If they finish the bridge from Mullenboro over to Guilford, and they were talking about that,
I know,
then
they're
it'll be a
coming.
different story.
I know, that's it.
You might be right.
I know.
Any questions for him? Any public comment? Anyone online? All right. Close public comment. Begin deliberating.
650.
A little more straightforward with a special exception. Yeah, I'll just read down them and we'll.
Yep, that's fine.
The specific site is an appropriate location for such a use.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a
Already storage
self-storage
there.
unit on an already.
yep.
No factual evidence is found that property values in the district will be reduced due to an incompatible land use by such a use. No.
No.
Demonstrable
It's
fact.
already got units on it. Yep.
You have something, Steve?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
There's no valid objection from abutters based on demonstrable fact. There's
No butters.
no abutters.
No matter.
No nuisance or hazard is involved. Not manufacturing anything, just
Yep.
No.
storage units. Adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of proposed use. Yes.
Yep.
There is an adequate area for safe and sanitary sewage disposal. There
There's
isn't
not gonna be any.
sewage.
You're not gonna be in.
Operations in connection with such use shall not be more objectionable to nearby properties by reason of noise, fumes, odor, or vibration other than would be the operation of any permitted use in the district, which is not subject to a special exception. I believe that is also true. Any motions?
I have a question on the phasing. Do we have to word in some phasing? You talked about phasing.
I would appreciate that if you would do that because we don't intend to build it all out at once. We'd like to do it in phases.
So do you,
I don't think we have to do that.
no,
once he
because
starts-
once you start,
Once it starts, it's good to go.
But, yeah.
Thanks.
you just got, what is it, 2 years?
He's got 2 years to start, and then once he starts,
Right.
it's going.
Right. Yeah.
Won't forget that one.
Okay. And can I ask the question or do we
Yeah.
know?
Go for it.
If I can't, that's fine.
I don't
No,
know.
no,
You can ask me
Did
after.
we already make a motion? Did somebody?
no,
We've not made a motion yet, so I guess.
no, I didn't, no,
Oh,
we're all
you
set.
mean deliberation.
We're all set.
My only question is, has this been run by conservation or anything like that? I know it's just kind of close to water. Any thoughts?
Initially, it was run by conservation. This
Yes,
is
they
just
look-
an addition.
Yeah, just curious if they looked
Mhm.
at it.
They've walked the land.
Cool.
And they didn't send a letter or anything,
No,
you know,
they
with their
walked-
thoughts.
Initially, they've walked the land. All the cases go by them first. Yep,
And so if they had an issue with it,
they would have.
They would have informed us.
responded, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think the only, well, are we in deliberation?
We are
Yes.
technically, yeah, no motions were made.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine, yeah.
you made a good point that we haven't made a motion yet. so.
The only question I have is the water on the other side. There's blue on the east side. Is that is that connected? Is there gonna be drainage? What's the drainage situation from the east side to the west? side?
This is just drainage coming down the hill. And it stays in.
Oh, that makes, yeah. Okay, yeah, because I think it all flows towards Route 3, correct?
Well, down
Yeah.
through, this little brook comes down that way.
Last,
But that all gets done by engineering and we have.
Okay.
no front planning.
Mhm.
It's all asking for the special exception of no front planning.
on dry weather, that little strip, that goes away, correct? Nothing there, you're right.
Nothing there.
But that's still wetlands. That's still wet,
Well, if you have hydro soils, so you have a certain plant that grows in that.
right? Exactly, yeah.
You're saying the blue is wetlands? That's what the,
I'm saying this is what they call hydric soil.
okay, got it. Yeah, yeah.
But that would be engineered and go through planning on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't ask too many questions.
I don't got anymore.
Any motions?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve ZB 26-02. Oh God, where did it go? A request for a special exemption from Article 6, Section B, Charter Permissions Used to allow 55,250 square feet of indoor self-storage units in 5 buildings in the resort commercial zone.
Motion's been made,
I'll second that.
seconded. by Doug. Any further discussion? All right, those in favor, vote aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And it passes unanimously. The special exception 26-02 passes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
26-03, Jeremy Martin and Lake Region Design Group. You need a paper clip? Sure. What's this?
What do you have up? Existing? Existing.
There's a picture on the back of that letter.
Yeah.
by the way.
Do you want all 1 minute to read the letter? Or are we?
Then go over the case first.
What's that?
Go over the case first.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll read. I'll read into
We
the
can
record
read- yeah.
afterwards.
Yes.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, good evening. I'm Steve Grill. I'm from the Booton Law Office in Meredith on behalf of the applicant, pardon me, Sarah and Joe Johnson, and represented also by Jeremy Martin of Lakes Region Development Group. Pardon me. This is an application in connection with a replacement of an existing non-conforming home on Beach Street on Winnisquam. It is a 80-year-old home built in 1945, and it's on a small lot, about 1/3 of an acre, narrow and shallow. And the proposal, it's grandfathered because of its age, but it has a lot of nonconformities into the setbacks. The proposal is to replace that home with a home that eliminates all of the setback nonconformities, with the exception of the garage that's on the road side as opposed to the lake side of the lot. So we'll get into those details in just a moment. But the variance request is to allow that garage, which essentially replaces and uses less non-conforming than the existing garage. So we'll get into those details. I wanted to point out first that I apologize because the application letter had versions of the plans that were cut off a little bit. We did supply, I think, full-size sets that I see the chair has in front of them, but some of you may not have that. So we do have plans up, and Jeremy Martin will help us walk through those. And also, I noticed on the agenda that this was listed as including construction within the state 50-foot setback, the shoreland setback, and that's not the case. There'll be a patio within the setback, but no structure. So as you can see from the existing conditions that Jeremy has, the home presently extends, let me get my copy up for just a second, extends into the setbacks on both sides of the lot. There is a paved driveway that abuts Beach Street that is used for vehicular access. That area, that driveway area, will be changed slightly, but it will remain pretty much in that configuration, which allows for ease of entry and exiting onto Beach Street. So that's a good feature given that neighborhood, to make it easy to get in and out of the lot and not interfere with other owners in the area. The proposal will also narrow the envelope of the home so that abutters across the street will actually get improved views onto the lake. The way we accomplish that, you'll notice on the existing conditions, in between the garage and the existing residential structure, there is some space and a walkway. That envelope will be built on, and that's how we accomplish what we're trying to accomplish, which is getting rid of those setback nonconformities and building a modern structure to replace the 80-year-old structure. We've used red ink. I think that's shown to show where those nonconformities are on the existing structure and existing garage. And Jeremy, if you could put up the proposed structure. You see, and again, you should have that in your plans cut off or otherwise. You can see very clearly that we are eliminating the nonconformity on the south side of the lot. We're eliminating the deck, which cuts into the shoreland setback, and the deck is considered non-permeable structure. That's going away. And on the north side, all the shed is going away. The part of the residence that encroaches into the setback is going away. And a portion of the new garage will still be non-conforming. That's the variance request, but it will be less non-conforming than where the existing garage is today. The home itself, you have elevations. It's a modern, lovely design. It will not be higher than the height restriction. There's no need for a variance there. There will be upgraded landscaping to help control water, flow into the lake and just make the place, frankly, prettier, nicer. And that really, in a nutshell, is the proposal. So I think that explains it. But I'm not sure if the board has any questions. We can go on into more detail about the house itself, but I think that pretty much explains the need for the variance.
Thank you. What's it? Yeah. We do just need you to go through the 5
Yes,
criteria.
yes. I just wanted to make sure we were clear on what the proposal is.
I think at this point, anyone have any questions at this point?
So we heard them at the previous hearing, the first hearing this evening. The proposal will not alter the character of the neighborhood. It is already a residential neighborhood, and this particular lot is already improved by a residential structure. So this is just replacing one residence with another. The spirit of the ordinance will be observed because this is an allowed use in the medium residential zone where it is located. And substantial justice will be done. That criteria focuses primarily on the impact to the general public, as opposed, and sort of weighs that with the impact on the owner. The general public will not be affected, we don't think, at all. If anything, there will be a positive impact because it will be a modern home, more pleasing, frankly, aesthetically. It will narrow the use of the lot, opening up the views to people walking along Beach Road or the abutters across the street. There will be, so, and the hardship to the owner is, or the detriment to the owner, we'll get to hardship in just a moment, but the detriment to the owner outweighs any impact to the public because this home is old and should be updated. And this is the only way to update it with all the modern features and still take advantage of this small lot. Pardon me, I'm very dry this evening. No diminishment of value to the neighborhood, as I've already stated. If anything, this will improve the value because it will be a modern and more tasteful, frankly, and more updated home that will improve the look of the whole neighborhood. And the hardship criteria is always, I think, where the rubber meets the road. And the existing structure, as I've mentioned, has several non-conforming aspects to it, all of which, except for the garage, are being eliminated in favor of this new construction. There is no reasonable relation of those setback restrictions. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. There's no reasonable relation of the ordinance because denying the variance would in effect mean you're continuing more nonconformities, whereas approving the variance would eliminate all of the nonconformities with the exception of the garage along Beach Street. So it's not a very complicated ask, and therefore I'm keeping my remarks short, but I'm happy to answer any questions that the board may have.
Any questions?
May I ask what size the lot is? What
Pardon me?
size is the lot?
What size?
Size is the
A
lot.
third of an acre,
A third?
0.33. Yeah.
Go for it. I'm trying to
Oh,
figure out
no,
where
I have questions for the board, not us.
Okay.
Or not him.
I think it's 13,000 square feet, it looks like, if I'm reading that right.
The lot?
Yeah.
It
Sorry.
sounds about right. I have 0.33 on, Jeremy, you might know.
So I just,
Four-
so I,
44,000 divided by 3
Point-
is,
I have 0.3, yeah.
yeah,
They're the homeowners.
Sarah and Joe, the owners.
I have a question for Pat, just as a point of clarification here. In the 50-foot waterfront setback, Pat, is the patio considered a structure?
Yeah, any man-made, my understanding is any man-made element is a structure.
Right. We had this,
So
well,
if a
concrete
patio
culverts and
is
stuff.
concrete pads or concrete structure is it's a
So
structure.
we did request, not me personally, but our engineer who drew these plans did review this with the planner, I believe. And we did get clarification from him because I had the same question. And if I may, I'll read this as an email we got actually to Jeremy this afternoon. Jeremy, I spoke to the town on November 6th to discuss the walls and if they would be considered a structure. They said that, now it's cut off, so I can't read it. They said anything under 4 feet is fine. And he concludes that that also applies to the steps and the patio, which is permeable. So a structure is anything raised above that 4 foot as we were advised by the planner, or anything non-permeable like a deck, but where you're just putting in stone and some wall work and some steps. It's not a structure, it's just a patio, if that makes sense. So that's our view. And I guess, we certainly plan on getting DES sign off on this project. There'll be some work down at the waterfront that is replacing an existing stone wall. My understanding is that's permit by notification. In other words, when you replace an existing structure with the same thing, you don't have to go through a full application process. You just tell DES we're doing it. And if they have any questions, they send someone over to take a look. So I don't think it's a structure, but I guess it is shown on the plan. So to the extent we need to make that part of the variance application, I'm hesitant to do that because we don't think it is a structure. That's what our engineer has told us based on his consultation with,
I have no-
he said he spoke with the town. I assume that was with the planner, but I'm not sure. Are you the planner?
I'm not a planner, I'm the land use coordinator, and
Okay.
I've had no such conversation, so.
Do you know who?
That's not anything to do with us. Train
No,
management.
Terrain is our
Train, right,
Terrain is our consultant.
Right.
They said they spoke to the town and got the understanding. that
My
this-
understanding is that a man-made structure is anything man-made is called a structure.
But you
I've
haven't
I've
seen-
lived by that, so.
Well, it is shown on the plans and it is mentioned in the agenda as something that we would be building. So to the extent my remarks are contrary to that, I would ask that we be allowed to build that.
Would that be
Is it our-
a dock as well? A dock is man-made, right?
Or the dog might be existing.
They're
I
not,
don't-
they're not
But you
touching the
haven't
dock.
spoken with
No, no, but I'm
anyone from
just-
DES?
I'm just wondering if,
You've not spoken with anyone from DES?
Mm.
But I mean, they've approved all this. I mean, the town can't tell you you can do or not
Right.
do something in the shoreline.
No, we
That's
would,
strictly
we
the
would,
state.
we would certainly agree to a condition of approval that DES must approve any work within the shoreline.
Yeah, I think I'm not, of course you got to get DES approval. What
Right.
I'm trying to find out is if they need our approval.
Well, obviously.
know
it
DES
needs
doesn't.
to
If-
be
if the-
Based on, right, she's just showing me the application for shoreline protection. We've got that, shoreline approval. We do have that they did submit for shoreline approval. We do have that, but we don't have the approval yet. So yes, you can do a condition of approval
Right.
based on the shoreline, yes.
Right, okay.
But
Because we can't give a variance for shoreline.
no,
No.
no, based on that, no, you cannot.
So,
so there's no variance to be.
so
there's no
yeah, and
variance
I
to be
don't
given,
think
right?
we're within any town setback at. as
Right, 'cause
shown.
this is a state, I guess that's what I was getting at. This is a state setback. This isn't a town setback.
It's
Right,
a
you
shoreline.
just
That's
asked me
my
what,
understanding
what
as well.
what the structure, you are asking me
Right.
questions about the structure, correct?
So I
So
guess.
Can we, I think what you're saying is, can we approve plans that are against the state setback?
No,
If-
No, not without a condition of approval from the
Right.
state. So we have to make,
We have to make it a
it
condition.
there's a condition of approval from the state in
Got it.
anything that we do
Yeah.
here, if we move forward. That's, I
And
guess.
that's perfectly fine with
Ah,
us.
okay.
I do have one question if it comes up later. What is the height of the existing
Thir-
structure?
35.
Existing.
Oh, the
Oh,
existing?
sorry.
Do we know that?
Yeah.
There's two, there's one section that's probably, the other one that's 20.
you need to speak into the microphone
Yeah,
and then
okay.
you need to.
You gotta identify
who
who
you
you
are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It may or may not come up. I was just wondering what the existing height of the current
So-
structure is.
So it's two heights, so there's a
Your name, please, first.
my name is Joe Johnson, I'm the owner.
Yep.
So there's two sections of the house, there's a kind of like a main section that's a 2-story, that's probably somewhere around 30-ish feet. And then there's a lower section, which is a great room, which is about 20 feet.
And that's the house that exists now.
That's the house that exists now. So it's 66 feet long, 20 feet deep. I'd say 30 and 20 are the two heights.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions for him?
I'm all set for now.
No more questions for him?
You have any questions for them?
Yeah, the shoreline wall, is that being replaced, removed or what?
Yeah.
No, got it. Great.
So the wall is not being touched? Okay.
That, right, that's under DES if approved, Doug.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, we ready for public comment?
Yes.
Yeah. Any
Uh,
public comment?
You
What?
need to read into the.
Oh, yes. good
Before?
catch, thank you.
Okay.
The first public comment we have is a letter that was received on January 13th, or at least dated January 13th, 2026. It's addressed to the town of Tilton. Pat Constantino, the land use coordinator. To whom it may concern, I'm writing on behalf of William McKenna, owner of the property located at 36 Beach Street, regarding the variance requested currently being sought by the owner of 35 Beach Street. At present, the residence at 36 Beach Street enjoys a view of the water as shown in the attached photograph. Based on the plans as proposed, if the variance is granted and the construction proceeds as outlined, it's my professional opinion the new structure would materially obstruct this existing water view. I have 20 years of experience selling waterfront and water access homes on Lake Winnisquam and in the surrounding area. In my professional judgment, the loss or significant obstruction of a water view would negatively impact the market value of Mr. McKenna's property. I estimate this reduction in value to be at least $50,000. Should the view be compromised by the proposed construction. Given the potential adverse impact on the neighboring property, I respectfully request that this consideration be taken into account as part of the town's review of the variance application. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Scott Knowles, Remax, Bayside. I've read his license number in here. New Hampshire license number
No, you don't have to read
052446. Done it all.
There's pictures on the back.
Yeah. I don't know how I submit that into the record. I guess it's part of the application
up.
process. Okay, any other public comment?
Online.
Line?
We can't
You're
hear
mu-
you, Bill. You have to unmute you.
He is unmuted.
He is unmuted, yeah.
I don't think his microphone works.
We can't hear you.
Your audio is not working.
Our volume up.
Volume up.
Still not working.
Tell him to call somebody. We can hold it up to the mic.
Bill, you'll have to call in. Bill, call.
Have your number?
Is there a way to click on his microphone?
He's unmuted. We're unmuted. You can see our. volume
Okay,
moving.
Bill, you're on speakerphone.
Oh, boy.
Okay, is it okay to talk now?
Yep.
Have him turn his volume down.
Turn your volume down just a little bit.
On my phone?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get one.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, can
Can
you
I-
hear me better now?
Can you hear him? Go ahead.
Okay, Chairman, my name is Bill McKenna. I'm the owner of 36 Beach Street. I've been up there for 45 years. Raised a lot of nieces and nephews there. You stand on my front deck, you have the picture. You can see the view that I have of the lake. There's also, this picture was taken, there's more of a view going to the right than what you see. And if the garage, which is probably, I'd say something like 15 feet high, becomes 35 feet, and the addition from the garage to the new house goes, and that's 35 feet, I will have absolutely no view. This has a lot of history in my family, as I said. I've been there 45 years, and I have a great view. And as Scott said, not only will the value drop now, but over the years, the value without the view will not go up the way it would have gone up. So it's kind of very emotional, very family oriented. The amount of people that were raised here and were able to stand on my deck and see the view, and to put the garage 35 feet in a little piece going from the garage to the new house, 35 feet is going to block everything. I'll absolutely see nothing ever again.
Thank you, Bill. Hang on, don't hang up yet. They may have
No,
questions.
I'm not going to hang up.
All right,
I'm very emotional right now.
okay. Well, hold on, they may have questions.
Does anyone have questions for him?
No, I don't have any.
Can we respond?
I have a question. If we were to do a walkthrough, could we get access to his property as well?
To the Butters property?
Bill's, yeah.
Okay.
Is that, do we have to, how do we ask that?
Bill,
Yes,
if we did a site walk of this property, would you be open to allowing the board onto your property?
you broke up a little bit. I
Uh,
couldn't hear you.
Bill, they're asking if they did a site walk, would you allow them onto your property, onto your deck to see what you're talking about?
Absolutely. there's stairs on the side of 36 and 38 Beach Street that go up to the front deck. And you can stand right on the front deck and see. Absolutely, anytime you want.
Thank you. Any other questions for him?
Okay.
I think we're good for questions for Bill McKenna. Hold on, Mr. Robert McKenna. Hold on. We see you waving your hand. One at a time here.
Thank you, Bill. We're going to hang up with you. We're going to talk to Robert.
Well,
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
I hear you. Hold on. Robert McKenna, you're muted if you'd like to speak. Your computer's muted.
Can you call Robert?
he's got the mute. He needs some.
Hit the- Yeah, tell him where the mute is.
Robert, you're muted.
He's calling in.
Call
What's the number? He
What's
wants to
the
know what the
number?
number is.
my number.
Call 603 387 5711. Now the whole world.
Yeah, I was just saying, you sure you want that right out
Call
there?
you, I'm gonna call you at 4:00 tomorrow morning, dear.
I won't sleep tonight. Hi, Robert.
Hi. For some reason, it seems like our microphones, I thought they were muted by you guys because I have no control, which I normally do, over turning my microphone on and off.
Tell him to mute his computer.
Could you guys mute our microphones?
Hold on a minute. Hold on 1 second. Get by you here.
Oh, we can unmute.
I don't. We can unrequest his mute.
Request. Yeah, do that.
Nope, it's
Yeah.
you.
It's not us muting you.
Well, yeah, I can't unmute, but anyway, you can hear me on the phone.
You just got to turn your computer volume down because we have a ton of feedback.
My cell phone's volume down a little bit.
Yep.
Is that better?
Yep.
Yep.
So basically, I just had a couple of questions. The plans that I received in the mail did not have the red 20-foot markings on it. It's kind of like a half a hexagon shape or something on the sides and near the garage. So the garage is directly more or less in front of me, and I'm assuming it's going to be in the same spot that it was in before.
Based on the plans that are submitted, it appears to be in the same spot.
So is that a yes?
Yes, it's in the same spot, Robert.
Okay. So the only question I have is, if you're looking at the layout of the house, with the garage being in the back, the red variance line to the left of the garage, the variance line going through the garage down to the shoreline. On that side of the house, there's a couple of dotted rectangles, and do you see like where the picket is? There's a couple of like something sticking out. I can't see the plans that you're looking at to point it out to you, but if I could see what you were looking at, maybe I could.
They appear to be retaining walls.
They appear to be retaining walls, Robert.
Those two little, coming out of where the kitchen is,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a form underneath that, the little retaining walls. There's kind of a dotted shape.
I think the dotted shape is the existing foundation.
Yes, actually, that looks like it overlays.
So the dotted shape looks like the existing foundation.
Okay.
That light gray dot that's underneath is the building that exists. You can see the shed over to the left a little bit more in a similar dotted outline.
And that's going away.
Yeah. So again, what are those two protrusions coming out of the kitchen?
Retaining walls to get into the basement access door.
Retaining walls to get into the basement access door.
So there's going to be a basement access door with retaining walls. Okay.
Yep.
And that is outside the 20 foot as well, right?
Is that outside the 24?
That's
The
outside.
20
That's
foot.
in the setback.
If that red
It's-
line is the 20 foot, then
No, that's within the setback.
I can't see what you're looking at. You can't see what I'm looking at.
Where's the camera? You see it?
The
Hold it up.
camera is, oh gosh.
Yep.
Where is it?
So I think
Oh, yeah,
it's-
there, right on the far back of that wall.
You see that?
Yeah, it's all shiny.
Those two retaining
He's
walls.
gonna look at, can you see
Yeah,
that,
there you go.
Robert?
Those belong
Yep.
to the existing building.
Can you see
So
where
if
he's
you turn
pointing?
that- If you turn that so that the garage is down to,
Okay,
right, you see the garage.
yep,
There's, where your finger is, there's a red line running to the shore from there, straight down.
yep.
Is that not the 20 foot setback or?
The red line that goes straight to the shore.
Right
That's
where
the
your finger is,
setback.
right here.
Yep, that's the setback.
It is, yeah.
Right, so those two structures is outside of the setbacks.
So they're outside of the setback.
Well, the garage, the garage.
That's my
That's
question.
the stone wall. Yes, you're right.
Retaining walls.
I don't know if he needs variance for that or not.
Yeah, man-made. Retaining wall?
But they're
Retaining wall.
at, they're at grade or.
You're right, Robert. They are outside of the setback and it is a structure.
Oh, they're here.
But they don't extend beyond the existing garage.
The existing house.
No, the existing garage.
Do they
Garage
go
come with the
beyond the
doorway.
garage?
Beyond the,
With the doorway, you're going into the garage.
Robert, he says they're only a foot tall and they do not go beyond the garage.
You're only a foot tall.
Correct.
And there's a stairway there that goes down into the basement.
Into the basement, correct.
No, there's not a stairway. It's just like a pass-through.
It-
It's a 6 foot tall basement.
It's not, it's like a crawl space. It's not a stairway.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I
like a
was just curious.
pass-through.
It's like.
Wasn't really sure what they were, so I just wanted that clarified. And then if you come back to the other dotted line, which was the shed, right where your finger is, there's a solid, no, move forward, move up, right there. What is that?
That's the generator.
The generator.
Generator. And that's outside the setback as well, right?
Yeah, it's not.
Yes, it is outside the setback, but it's not going to go there.
Not gonna what?
It's not going to go there, he said.
Where's it gonna go?
5 feet from the house.
It's going to be 5 feet from the house.
So it's gonna be more behind the shed.
Yes.
Yes.
Where the shed is, where the shed is currently.
And so the overall picture of this is that the house is not as wide, it's narrower, it's longer front to back. Garage stays in the same spot. I mean, Billy's concern is, the lack of a view. I'm kind of behind the garage with half the house that I have being behind the garage and open to the area to the left of the garage. So it doesn't really change my view because I've always been behind the garage. The height is another kind of issue, but it's just going to be like a big tall structure in front of me, I guess, for half of it. But
What's
I
the,
don't know what negative effect that has, except just seeing it.
worried about the
How
height.
high does the garage go? How high are
existing
you
garage
going to
is
the
about-
garage?
Elevation. The garage is not close.
The existing garage is probably
30 feet,
12 feet, maybe,
30 feet?
Not much.
and it's going to be 30 feet.
So right now it's about 16. It will go to about 24.
The height of the garage doesn't really matter because that you can see the house. Where is it?
You're saying the height of the garage is 16 feet?
Right.
Existing.
The garage is
That'll be
shorter
the
than-
house is higher than the garage. It doesn't matter.
It's about 16 feet right now, and it will go to about 24.
Just let him ask.
So it's lower than the highest part of the house, which is 30 something feet.
Yeah.
It's lower than the highest part of the house, correct, right now?
And what's above the garage? And what's is that?
Family room is above the garage.
Yeah, okay.
You all set? No more questions?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Rob-
Thank you.
Robert, did you say you were right next door to Bob?
Yes,
Yes.
next to Bill.
Bill, I'm sorry, Bill.
Yeah.
So again, if we did a site walk, could we go on your property and look what's there?
Absolutely, that'd be great.
Any questions for Robert? No. No? Cool.
Anybody else have any questions for Robert?
No.
All right, thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have any more questions?
Are there any more public?
I did the
Oh, you
any
were-
other public? I did the group first. No. Okay.
No.
Oh, wait a minute.
Bill's back.
Go ahead, Bill.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I got one question that I just thought about where I don't know if it was the lawyer or whoever said that the driveway would change. How would the driveway change? Would it affect the width of the road?
I don't-
Because one of the things that I thought about and I was worried about when they said that, if we need to get fire engines down there or something happens, ambulances, or some kind of vehicle, and they change the width of the road, that could be a big issue. Is the width of the road gonna change, or is the driveway gonna be exactly the same?
If I may.
They're not changing the driveway,
We're-
Mr. McKenna.
Just a couple of adjustments that are shown on the plan, but the overall, it's exactly the same, and at the road, it's exactly the same.
Big adjustments.
They're not, what kind of adjustments to the road are you making? The driveway's gonna shrink, there's not gonna be as much asphalt.
The width of the road is staying the same then, exactly the same.
Yes,
Okay. Pat, my other brother Jerry's here. Could he ask a question?
yes, they're all affected, the three houses, Jerry, Robert,
I'm gonna
and
say,
Billy.
Okay.
If the chairman and the team needs to go on 40 Beach Street, the deck on 40 Beach Street, they're also, that's acceptable, just go all three houses wherever you want to walk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Bill.
This is Jerry McKenna. I'm one of the owners, along with my two brothers, of 40 Beach Street. I just needed some clarity on something that was said from the first gentleman that spoke. He had said that the new garage structure would be less non-conforming than it is now, but then at the same time, he's saying it's going in the exact same spot. So how is it less non-conforming than it is now is the question that I have.
I'll answer. You don't have to. That way we just keep it flowing. I don't believe he said the garage is going to be less non-conforming. The house is going to be is going to be more conforming.
Yeah, that's what he said, the garage is going to be less conforming. The garage is going to be a lot higher than it is now. The piece that goes from the garage to the new house is going to be a new piece where the shed is, that's going to be a lot higher that we talked about blocking all the views.
So as
He did say the garage.
as far as
would
the
be less
variance,
non-conforming.
as far as the variance that we're looking at right now, he isn't asking for any height variances. He's asking for lot line setback variances. So we aren't talking about height variance at the moment. However, the whole project comes into the picture as we talk about the lot line setbacks, if that answers your question.
Yeah, I guess it does. They, as you stated, they're not looking for a variance on the height. I just thought I heard him say that the garage would be less non-conforming, and taking height out of the equation, I thought it meant less non-conforming than it is currently now in terms of where it's situated. But then at the same time, they said it's going to be in the exact same spot. So it seemed like there were two different things being said, and that's what I wanted clarity on.
I may have misspoken. The garage is is proposed to go in the same location.
Okay. And like I said, anybody wants to walk on any of the deck, any of the property, feel free anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, thank you so much.
If I could just make a brief response to, so certainly not the Johnson's intention to do anything that would upset the neighbors. And, we were not, I guess, fully aware of this concern, but I will say that with the exception of that, I guess it's the northern end and a little bit of the western side of the garage, all of that height is permitted. In other words, but for the invasion of the setback, they could build a tall structure, tall being a relative term, a 35-foot tall structure that occupies a lot of the space that's shown in this photo as a matter of right without coming before the board. So, we do think we're doing, again, need time to consult with the Johnsons and fully understand this issue, but we don't think it's as big of an impact as Mr. McKenna thinks it will be. Hopefully we can convince him of that. I don't know if we can. But the great bulk of this project falls within the permitted dimensions. It's only that northern end of the garage and a slice of the eastern side as well. And there's just no reasonable way to build what the Johnsons propose to build without invading those setbacks where they are already invaded. And there will be some additional height. There's no question about that, but that's to match the allowed height for the rest of the structure. So
One other comment.
yeah, Jeremy.
One other comment would be on the landscape, the master landscape plan that we've worked on. The Johnsons are also permitted, if they wanted to do going down the north side, they'd also be permitted to do landscaping and trees and plant maple trees, that could grow 30, 40 feet. They are working with the neighbors to not have any of that the landscape architect did, so that it keeps the view for the people across the street. And they're just going to be planting low bushes and working with the neighbors both across the street to maintain their view. And that was a big point of this whole project when we designed it, was to bring everything from non-conforming into conforming. Obviously, the garage, in order to get into the house, was very difficult to do that. So that's kind of how we ended up where we did.
Thank you. I think I see where this is headed, so I just want to ask Pat a clarification point here. Should we, if we're going to move to a site walk, Pat, should we do that in public comment, or should we close the public deliberation? What is the correct form there? To just continue it, not close public comment, continue where it's at. Okay. Can we debate that amongst ourselves without being in deliberation yet? Okay, we can. Okay, so it is after we close public comment. That was okay. Are you all ready to close public comment and deliberate?
Yeah.
Okay, we will close public comment. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the height, well, we're not here for that tonight, but I'm just saying the height is the height. And unfortunately, the view's going to be gone. It's going to be going away. because they got the height.
Doug, you need to talk into your mic, please.
Yeah,
We
I just
can't
think the
hear you.
height is the height and it's gonna be there no matter what we see there, they're allowed that height. And unfortunately, the view is gonna go away also.
They are allowed within the setbacks to build as high
Exactly.
as the zone
Yep.
allows. Yes.
35 feet.
Yeah,
I have a question. I know I proposed the walkthrough, but I revoke that. I think we can solve this without it. Okay, my question for the board is, while there is, it is going to ruin Bill's view, but that's not because of the variant, not because of what they're asking for here.
correct.
I agree
Now-
that the variance does not ruin his build, that does
Now,
not change the view.
What I would,
The house changes the view.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yeah.
yeah, what he's asking for isn't going to ruin the view. Just what they're allowed to build will ruin the view. My question is, how do we then answer the question of justice to the granting the variance would do substantial justice, knowing that Bill's house will lose value because of what? So what I'm saying is, the answer to that question for me is no, it wouldn't do substantial justice. It would lower Bill's property value.
Can I
But
add-
then they can just go build whatever they want and it doesn't matter anyways.
Right.
Does the variance do it? Does allowing them
That's-
to build within that setback? That is the question to me.
So yeah, so granting the variant, no, the granting the variance would not do, or sorry, would do substantial justice for the applicant.
Yeah, just make a statement. If you consider the little bit that they're in the setbacks, if they somehow were managed to make this plan and bring everything within the setbacks, you could not stop his coming in to get a building permit to put that house up.
Correct.
Correct.
There's
Correct.
nothing about the house structure that is illegal as far as the town of Tilton is concerned in our laws and regulations. The only thing we're here to consider is whether or not you're going to let him in to the setbacks, that little bit that he's showing on the map, on his plan. Whether or not he should be building the house, I agree, it's too bad for the neighbors, but it's not an illegal use. He's not going over the height at all.
Yeah, I actually think it's more within,
It's more conforming.
more
Yes.
conforming.
So we have to look at it that way. I mean, we can't make up rules,
No,
you
yeah.
know.
No, I mean, I agree. This
Yeah.
is, I'm a little bit inclined. I feel like every time we do site walks, they make these cases much clearer. You kind of are swaying me that maybe we don't need to do it. It is what it is. I've
Well,
always walked
So
away from a site
what-
walk feeling much more confident with whatever way we landed, but
well, if you picture the garage is, I don't know, 20 feet.
24.
Yeah, 24 feet, sorry. Okay, cut a third of that off.
right.
So the view you would get that.
Or even if what was outside was,
If it was within the setbacks, you're still, okay, you're gaining. And then there's something even over there. That's a deck.
But again,
Like you're
they're
gonna see
allowed
that
to
deck.
build.
You gotta love it. I mean,
There-
you walk along the lake and you see how many people are doing it. It's a,
Yeah, kind of.
you can't stop.
Nope.
I like to say, hey, let's keep the view, but you can't.
right. I guess the point that is being made here, just so I understand for clarification, that within the setbacks, maintaining within the setbacks,
Right.
building within the zoning ordinance and within town building code, the view is being lost anyways.
They could build a 35-foot structure right on that corner of the setback.
Right.
And it would still block the view. And that's within the rules.
You're
They
right.
could build 40.
Yeah.
You can go for it, right?
Yeah. So my question was, knowing that what they're doing will diminish the property value.
The variance doesn't
Surrounding.
diminish the property value.
Correct.
The
Yeah,
style of
you're-
the building.
Okay, you're right.
That's how I interpret it. I'm sorry.
No,
not to
no, no.
cut you off.
I think you're answering my question, which is that's how it's worded. If the variance were granted, would the values of the surrounding properties be diminished? Yes, but not because of the variance.
Right.
Right.
Because of the project anyways.
Correct.
Because of the height.
Yeah. Yeah. So I revoke my walkthrough.
Okay.
If any-
Or at least till spring.
Any
Till
other,
spring, yeah, seriously.
any other thoughts here?
No, I'm with
Oh,
what-
I,
what Sandy said, it's,
Do we want to start going through the 5 criteria here?
Yeah.
Granting the variance would not be contrary to the public interest. I'll speak to it. I agree with that statement. This overall makes this, the building on this lot more conforming than the building that exists. It brings it closer to the code for the, for that particular zoning area. We get a lot of these lakefront houses. It's probably our bread and butter. The vast majority of what we see. And this is one of the ones that makes it more conforming. Brian, do number 2, if the spirit of the variance was granted. If the variance were granted, the spirit of the ordinance would be observed because.
yeah, like you said, it's getting more conformed. I know the property values is the other one, but the spirit of the ordinance would be observed.
Any other thoughts on it?
no,
I agree. Again, it's
Yeah,
making it a lot more conforming,
Mhm.
bringing it closer to the spirit of that ordinance.
Yeah.
Number 3, granting the variance to do substantial justice. You want to speak on it? I can.
Go for it.
I think it brings more substantial justice to both the public. Again, it's taking a lot that is far more out of conformance and bringing it more into conformance. I wish I knew the percentage of non-conforming structure that was becoming conforming structure. But the rest of the building is within the zoning ordinance. Any other thoughts? No. Number 4, if the variance were granted, the values of the surrounding property would not be diminished.
Not due to the variance.
Not due to the variance. Is that what that means? Does it mean because of the variance?
I mean, it has to, right?
It has to.
That is how I interpret it. Yes, it is. Will the variance reduce the value of the property? And the proposed project reduces the value. of the
Project, but
property,
not the variance.
does not. And number 5, owing to special hardship of the property.
No, you said the proposed project, but would reduce the,
The
proposed project
the
will
requested variance does not reduce the value of the home, in my opinion. Now,
Correct.
please
yeah,
open everyone else to
I-
speak this.
Correct.
I agree.
Building a house in front of them will reduce the value of that property, but that happens regardless of the variance. So in my opinion, the variance does not reduce the value of the property, is how I interpret that.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, I agree.
What's the minimum lot size requirement for this area?
Oh, gosh.
More than what they have, right? Is that what?
Well, it's non-conforming lot.
The non-conforming
It's a
lot.
non-conforming lot.
Yeah, so the hardship is they have a non-conforming lot. It's very difficult to build within those restraints.
And they are bringing them closer to the
And
restraints.
they are attempting to
Mhm.
meet the constraints. In fact, the only thing that's not is the retaining wall to the crawl space. The existing structure is the only thing outside of the garage, is the only thing outside.
Correct. Outside of the entire home is being moved within the lot line setbacks.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, they're making do with what they have.
And the proposed use is a reasonable one. A single family home in this zone is a reasonable use, in my opinion. Any motions?
I can make another one. I make a motion to approve ZB 26 dash 03 to where is it? Do you have it?
Yep, right here, sorry.
To approve a request for a variance from, oh, no, sorry. Request a variance from Article 7, Section C to allow for relief or 20-foot setbacks for front and side are required in the given zone and building within the state-imposed 50-foot waterfront setback contingent upon state approval for the 50-foot waterfront setback.
Motion's been made,
I'll second it.
seconded by Sandy. Any further discussion? No. Those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. ZB case 26-03
vote.
passes.
I
What's
didn't,
that?
I didn't vote.
Oh, you didn't vote?
Nay.
Sorry, I thought I heard
Yeah,
your voice.
no,
I apologize.
no,
So there
no.
are 4
Give
yays
a vote.
and 1 nay.
Yeah.
Case 26-03 passes. I'm really sorry,
No,
Brian.
no
I thought I heard. That's why I should do a roll call. 26-04. Wilman Lopez.
Who did the second on that? You did?
Sandy seconded.
I lost my own paper. I'm paying for this paper.
The town.
Oh, okay.
Is everyone ready? Yep.
I'm ready.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. So, Pat, do you have a copy of the variance?
Yep.
Thanks. So my name is Wilman Lopez. I own 148 East Main Street. And I'm currently looking to get a permit to store 4 vehicles and a tow truck in my property.
Okay. So if you wouldn't mind, there's the application has 5 criteria on it.
Yep.
And if you wouldn't mind going through those criteria.
Reason,
Mhm.
you read it. And then your reason for it not to be.
Okay, a variance requested for Article G zoning ordinance permit. All right, so Section 1 is application for a variance. So variance is requested in Article, okay. Towing in a mixed-use zone, keeping a tow truck and up to 4 vehicles on the property, on the residence as needed. Facts. Of course. All right, so Section 1 is granting a variance will not be contrary to the public interest because will be out of the way of the public, will not be threaten the characteristic of the
Neighborhood.
neighborhood. Number 2 is if the variance were granted, the spirit of the ordinance will be observed because the spirit of the ordinance remains intact as I will be using the vehicle on the roadway and only be parking it when it's not in use and storing vehicles on a gravel pad out of sight on a fenced area. Number 3 will be granting the variance will do substantial justice. It will help my family financially with the extra income. It will generate as my current business does not generate enough. Number 4 will be if the variance were granted, the value of the surrounding properties will not diminish because it will be located next to my already approved commercial truck, mobile repair, or mobile mechanic. In this side beside the garage, and it will not change the outlook of the property, except up to 4 cars in the back on a gravel pad out of sight from the road and away from the abutters fence, on a fence site or space. And number 5 is unnecessary hardship. It says just not fair substantial hardship exists between the generated public or public purpose of the ordinance provision and specific application to the property because I will lose a substantial amount of income. And this is, the proposed use is reasonable because it is it is hidden from the road and away from public. It will be away from the residents when using the truck. And that's it.
Okay, so you are asking to park a tow truck and 4 cars
Yeah,
on your property?
in the property, yeah.
In a mixed use, where it's not permitted.
I just don't, I'm trying to, you're not working on them there.
No,
No.
You're just parking them there.
parking them there, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't understand what he needs. I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you need a variance for.
He was told from the planning board when he went to a site plan that he needed to come to zoning to get a variance for it's not a permitted use in the zone that he's in. He's in a mixed use zone. It's not a permitted use to have a tow truck.
Oh, first, are you already doing this? Is that what?
No,
No.
I have a tow truck parked there, but it's not on the, like, I don't have a storage for any cars.
Okay. Okay.
Do you do towing for the town?
No,
You just tow cars for dealerships and whoever?
yeah.
I just want to make sure that I'm just familiarizing myself here to make sure that we're
Yeah.
correct on this. I'm not,
Yeah, me
if
too.
one of you guys can enlighten me, please.
If you look in the charter permitted uses in the mixed use district, nothing really dealing with automobiles is
Right.
permitted at all.
says not a permitted use.
It
Right.
just says like under automotive and transportation, under mixed use, motor vehicle sales and rental, not allowed. Are you gonna sell or rent cars out of there?
No,
Are you gonna do sales or installation of vehicle parts and accessories?
no, not at the moment.
Are you gonna do motor vehicle? Well, what do you mean not at the moment? Are you
Not at the
planning to-
moment. Maybe if, I decide to do that, I will come for a variance on that.
Okay,
But
that's
no,
not what you're asking.
no, that's not what I'm asking for.
Are you planning on doing, or what, this answers the same question, motor vehicle repairs and maintenance?
No,
Are you gonna do gasoline sales?
no,
Are you gonna do, I'm assuming it's supposed to be car washing, not care washing.
no,
Car wash is there?
no, no.
Care wash. I guess maybe this falls under commercial parking lot or garage. Is that what there's, no, it's not you're not renting out spaces to park this.
No,
correctly?
no.
Right,
Like he can park 4 of his own cars there, correct?
right.
Are you gonna-
Residential.
Are you gonna run rail freight out of there?
No,
No. Are you gonna put in a bus or a train station?
no,
Are you gonna do recreation vehicles, camping trailers, including services and repairs?
no,
Are you planning on putting in an airport?
no.
Being a little bit sarcastic, but I
I know.
genuinely don't understand.
Why it's here.
Why it's
But,
here?
Yeah.
Well, 'cause the planning board must have told them.
Who-
Prove it.
I guess we approve it. I mean,
Yeah, prove it.
There's nothing to approve.
that's nothing to, we're,
Well, if we approve it, we would then be limiting the amount of cars he can have there.
yeah, I guess we would be.
Because currently it's unlimited.
Sure. I mean, there must be an ordinance on the
Okay,
number of
wait,
vehicles
wasn't
you
there,
have, but-
there was something,
Can't do towing in that area, automotive.
That's what planning said?
It's what our zoning says.
Where?
It's not permitted. There's nothing in there that says towing.
Right.
Oh,
Go
so
ahead.
if
You
it's
are
excluded,
making
it's
my
not permitted?
argument, Matt.
Okay.
So we have to approve a towing.
You're
Ah, oh,
proving
so-
towing in a mixed use,
Okay.
So if it's excluded from the ordinance, it is not
Correct.
allowed.
correct?
Oh,
Wait a second. So if it's not
As in-
specifically spelled out in the ordinance,
It is not allowed.
According to our planning.
we're asking questions to make sure that we're doing right by you as the applicant.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah.
wondering what this back and forth is.
Mhm.
Uh, so I'm sorry. So if the ordinance doesn't spell it out as a permitted or non-permitted use, it is then by definition not permitted?
I don't know how to answer that, Matt, because I was under the understanding that it was permitted. But I learned the hard way the last planning board meeting that it was not permitted.
Oh, okay.
If
I-
this
And
helps,
don't forget,
I,
not permitted.
if this helps, in all the years that I was in this office, if something came in that fell between the cracks, in other words, there was nothing in our zoning that covered it, if the board did not like it, then it was up to them to make a rule that would go into the ordinance to cover it.
Mhm.
So if it's not in there, then it's like in no man's land. We can't say it is, we can't say it isn't. It's just
Yeah,
there.
how can we make an exception to the ordinance if there's nothing in the ordinance?
that's what I would say is like, how,
If there's nothing in the ordinance, then it's up to the board. If it's a subject that comes up enough to where they want more clarity, then it's up to them to propose a change to the zoning that would cover it.
Mhm.
Could we,
that is what we've done in the past with things we've run into.
Right.
Hmm.
But in the past, we've ruled, I guess, on those. Well, there was
Well-
verbiage about ordinance. I'm thinking specifically about the mobile homes.
One thing you can do
Right.
is you can discuss this and you can say, according to the spirit of the ordinance. Right now, if I look in here under automobile anything, for the most, well, you go right down the line and they're all ends, which means it's not a permitted use. So within the spirit of the ordinance, you would have to say that it would not be necessarily a favored thing to do on this, in that particular zone. Then you could rule one way or the other in whatever conditions you want to put on the gentleman. So, but I mean, that would be left up to you, how you
have a
want to look
question.
at
I
it.
would
The
like
board.
to, yeah.
who's to say you may get more tow trucks in there?
Well, I mean, right now, nothing.
Right.
The
no, not-
conditions.
right.
The conditions of this
You can get
variance,
4
I
or 5
guess.
tow
would-
trucks in there if we give them permission.
The conditions that
Wait,
you
what-
place on it.
Why,
Right.
what I'm confused is why was it at planning before here?
Well, that happens sometimes. Sometimes
Yeah, it
people
does.
land at
Well,
planning and then.
Because of the
why
way
though?
that I interpreted the,
Oh, okay, so you told me to go to planning for the,
the site
garage.
plan, a site plan because he was adding a business called tow trucking.
Right.
Oh,
so the planning board won't do anything until they have an approval from us.
Okay.
Or we seek legal counsel and get a professional opinion, and then we tell them what they said.
no.
Yeah,
Could I suggest both? Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
Well, we gotta do public comment first.
Okay. I hear you, Sandy. Thank you for that. That provides a lot of context. Okay.
I
We
would
will go
listen
through
to
public comment and
Sandy.
we'll land in some deliberation.
I would listen to Sandy.
Is there any public comment? If you just speak in the mic, say who you are, where you're from. Thank you.
Francois Pellerin, I'm the abutter, 142 East Main Street. Met him, very nice guy, nice family. I'm here, I support what he's trying to do, but I do have some concerns. I got a picture of the layout of how he wants to do it. He wants to put on the left of his new garage, he wants to put 4 cars right there. And in that area, I believe the water from the town comes across the road, under the road, and
there's like a divider between me and him. And I remember in few past meetings, there was always concerns about oil or things like that. So if he's towing cars to the property, how long are they going to be there? What condition? Are they being towed off the property? Are they being worked on there? Those are like just some questions that I had. And then obviously visibility from the road, like in terms of, depreciation of value of the place. Like, I try to keep my place nice and neat. Maybe he could put some shrubs in or something, or to hide some of the stuff he's doing. So like from the road, it doesn't look like, if you put up a chain link fence, it looks like, like either you're trying to keep a dog in or you're trying to hide junk or something like that. Like, I don't want it to, the appearance, I wouldn't want it to look like, I'm sure he doesn't either. But maybe there can be some special conditions or things like that that you guys would consider that could be thrown into the mix. So the position of the cars, I guess, is it going to be screened? And then in the past, the only thing that I really, that I've seen is like, I just want to make sure visibility is good. Because when we pull out, I believe DOT specs is like 400 linear feet line of sight or something like that. So I just want to make sure that like we can see and we're not being blocked by like a tow truck or a sign or something like that. But other than that, great neighbor. We've talked several times, and as you saw, we just handshaked, and I'm good with people that are trying to grow their means and what I mean, income, all that. I'm all about that. That's 100%. But maybe just some particulars, I guess I have those three things were my concerns. Not,
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Any questions for him? No. That was it. Thank you.
I have a question for the applicants.
Yeah.
Some,
Oh,
some of
okay.
those that Francois has mentioned would be in a planning board, a site plan. So you would probably rule on what the applicant has brought before you, and then sort of like the aesthetic part of it, whether lighting or fencing and things like that is all done with planning board,
How about location of the lot?
location and things like that. Well, the garage is already there, so
Can I say one more thing?
yeah, please.
That-
Gotta say it into the mic.
Like I saw in the little picture online, he had like the cars on the left of the garage if you're facing his new 3-bay garage. So, and then he had space on the right where I believe his tow truck would be. Well, why not make that space where it's hidden from the road? There's a gap between me and him, and it's open right up. So you look down the lot. If you start seeing chain link fence and things like this, so what if he did it on the right and staged everything in there? Then it wouldn't be seen because there's so many houses over there. You can't see it from the road.
This is excellent input for.
I'm just,
It's a valuable thing. I just want you to direct it. 'cause
Obviously, he cares about his value of his property. I care about mine.
Yeah.
And we want to, you know what I mean? And I support entrepreneurs all day. So yeah, you know what I mean? So, okay.
Thank
That
you.
was it. Sorry.
Yeah, good information,
Yeah.
good information.
I guess there's a little bit of a.
Do we still have to do it?
Wait, forgive my ignorance, but who amends the ordinance?
Planning would propose, we could propose, correct me if I'm wrong here, we would request changes to zoning that would then
Right.
go to planning,
right.
and then it would go to the town
No.
meeting
For
to
vote.
be voted on
Oh,
by
jeez.
the voters.
Okay, and this would be held up the whole time.
Which right now we're doing public hearings on the zoning changes that have already been proposed.
Right.
So we're $1 late on
So we
this
would
one.
miss this year's town
This
meeting.
year's.
Right,
Okay,
For
so
zoning.
this would have to wait a whole year.
Right.
Yeah,
but we could do next year, no problem. We'll put it in
Yeah.
for next year.
cool. Are we into, sorry, go ahead.
Any other public comment? Looks like nobody's online. No?
But
Everybody,
so what I'm hearing, it's planning for fencing, for parking lot. It's all
Lighting and all that.
planning.
yes. Are we good to close public comment? Everybody good with that and
Yes.
move deliberations?
Yes.
Okay, we'll close public comment then. Any thoughts on hearing this?
Yeah, I think we should do two things, which is hear this case now, and make a judgment on that, but then separately after make a request to planning board to put this into the ordinance.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. The general feeling here is we want to hear this under the kind of the outlook that Sandy put forward.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, okay. Okay, we will move through the 5 criteria. Sorry, I've not done this, so I'm just trying to gather my thoughts here. Okay, so we're gonna operate under the assumption that this is because this is automotive in nature, and by comparison to other automotive in nature, go ahead.
Sorry, so I just did a quick Googling to
yeah.
figure out what New Hampshire municipalities do. What I found was most New Hampshire municipalities operate under a permissive zoning, meaning if it's not specifically allowed, it's prohibited. Do we know if we have that within our ordinance?
If it is not specifically allowed, it is
It is-
prohibited.
It is prohibited.
Okay.
It's not allowed unless it's specifically in there. But do we know if we have a permissive zoning rule?
No.
Can you,
No, if it's
can-
not in there, we're not allowing it.
So,
They
so
come
So
to
we
the
do
have the
zoning.
rule that you are reading.
That's why we're here.
It was-
No,
we're
but I'm
double
saying-
negativing
what-
ourselves here.
No, what I'm saying though is permissive zoning or something like that. Is there a clause at the beginning of our ordinance that says if it's not allowed, it's not? There's nothing like that.
Well, there's nothing in the
No.
front of the
Okay.
zoning.
I'm
I would
not
like to
sure that there's
suggest
nothing in
2
there.
things to
No,
planning then.
Take that back. I'm not gonna,
Well, it starts out, the very first
Permissive
thing,
zoning
is
or
purpose
something.
of zoning. The zoning regulations and districts
Oh God, we don't
are
have to hear the
herein
whole
set
thing.
forth and have been made for the purpose of promoting the health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. They have been designed to lessen congestion in the streets, secure safety from fire, panic, and other dangers, to provide adequate light and air, to prevent overcrowding of the land, to avoid undue concentration of population, to facilitate the adequate provision of transportation, water, sewage, schools, and other public requirements. That's all it says.
Nothing.
the
right,
introduction.
Yeah. Right.
And then it goes on where it's talking about definitions.
Right.
Yeah. So
So it
my
doesn't-
suggestion is hear this case and then propose 2 things to zoning. One, adding a permissive zoning clause at the top and potentially specifically putting towing into the ordinance.
That's fine. I mean, it has nothing to do with our case, but that would be
No,
something
yeah.
good to send out to the planning board.
Is there like a?
I guess
can
I'm
you-
just, I'm trying to look at this here because like, what are we saying he's allowed or not allowed to do? Is he not allowed to park a tow truck?
I don't think we're allowed to say any of that.
That's what
No. It just says that it's not permitted.
it doesn't.
A tow truck?
Automotive
A
and
t-
towing is, the word towing is not in this book.
Right.
Right,
What
so,
about the
so is he not allowed?
So by the sheer definition omission,
Right.
it is observed as not permitted.
But are there other towing companies in town
Yes.
that have started since we've
No.
had zoning? Like was
Yes.
Rusty's prior to
Rusty's has been there for
Mhm.
before zoning?
really long.
Before zoning, yeah.
Before zoning. Okay, were there any other ones that started after?
Chuck Drew is on Clark Road. He's been there since.
This is the only new one
Before
since
zoning.
zoning.
But are we, what is the definition of towing? Is towing vehicles to that lot? Is
Right.
that what we're talking about?
Right.
Or are we talking
Or the
about
tow
parking a
truck.
tow truck
I
there?
don't think
Are we
talking about
thinking that
parking.
he's just driving this tow truck home, getting out and going inside?
There's nothing saying
No.
you can't do that.
Can't do that. He could
Can't-
do that.
He can
He
do
can
that.
do that.
Okay.
It's
You
the
do that.
storage of vehicles.
It's the
That's
storage,
oh,
bringing the
that's the issue.
vehicles in
Vehicles,
Oh,
correct.
all right.
with the
Okay.
tow truck.
So what we're talking about here is the 4 vehicles. Towing 4, that's what you're trying to do is tow 4 vehicles to your lot.
No, it's
Yeah,
all. of the
yeah, that's
above
what's
now.
not permitted.
But he
It's
can have his
both.
tow truck there.
Wait, can I?
He,
You could drive
But
a
I
tow-
This is my problem, I guess.
I could own a tow truck and tow my own car
Sure.
to my property.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
can.
So what our issue is
Mixed
doing it
use
commercially.
zone,
Yes, he's
correctly.
creating a business of towing, and he would be bringing the vehicles, my
To and from
understanding,
his
Yeah.
residence.
That's different.
Yes.
That's different.
and storing them there until he knows where they're gonna go.
So that's the hangup is the vehicle storage, not the tow truck.
No, the tow truck
Towing them in
too.
and
Because
storing them.
the tow truck designates a business
The
Yes,
in a
existence of the tow-
residential mixed use zone.
But if I worked for, I shouldn't use
No.
specific this. If I worked for a towing company
Mhm.
and I took that truck home
Home.
and I parked that truck in my driveway and I lived in the
That's-
mixed use,
That's a lot.
And if you used it every single day from your residence in a mixed use zone, you'd be right here with him.
if I got into my truck and drove to work,
No, not if you drove to work.
Not if you
would
drove
not.
to work, right.
If you
Only
stored a-
You're driving a company vehicle.
you're
I think it's
work-
legal, counsel.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
feel
I agree.
comfortable
I agree. Yeah.
ruling on this with the grayness. That's how I personally feel. If
I-
I'm on the outside, I'm
No,
on the
I
outside.
totally agree.
I agree.
I think we should seek legal counsel and.
If you're working from home, which is what he wants to do, work from home,
Right.
go to work, come home with his tow truck with maybe vehicles on the back of the tow truck, maybe. It's insignificant whether there's vehicles or not, up to 4. Come back, leave the tow truck at the residence, go back, come back.
That's.
That's
There you go.
That's a business. He's
That's
No,
a,
well, no,
cars.
denotes a business from his residence.
Right.
exactly. That's a
He's
business.
creating a
He-
business
He's towing a
But if you
car.
put a different address for the business,
You can't.
Yeah.
in a different
You can have a
address.
work
Still-
vehicle. I have a work
It's
vehicle.
still in the same zone.
Yeah. The same zone.
Isn't he using his, if he's got a business and he's bringing the vehicles back to his,
I'm not even, if he owned an appliance repair company and he backed his
yeah.
appliance repair van into his house, that's running a business out of his mixed use house?
Absolutely, yeah.
Correct. They did the same
yeah.
thing to Francois when he did a
Yeah.
landscaping business where
Park his truck. at
the old mayor property
Yeah.
is. They did exactly the same thing.
Now, the state of
Wait,
New
what-
Ham-
what-
now the state of New
what's that,
Hampshire
Andy?
allows one business per number on the house. Is that correct? You can have one business per the number on the house?
no,
That's not true.
no.
I think you have an unlimited.
Oh, well, that would be a town ordinance.
My wife can have a business, my husband can have a business, my child
Could
can
have
have
a
a business.
Yeah.
Wait. I thought the issue was the cars parked there, not the towing. It's running a business out of this property.
The issue
the issue.
is a towing business in the mixed use zone.
On a mixed use. Okay.
Okay.
That's that's the issue right now.
So if the towing company was somewhere else, he could go back and forth. If he
Yes.
lived here.
Oh, yeah.
he
With
could
his
drive-
tow truck.
With
Yeah.
his tow truck.
And a car in
Right.
the back.
If he worked for, a
Can't
towing
bring cars in
company,
there.
he
Can't
left
bring
every
But he
morning
can't
to go
leave
to
the car
work.
there.
You can't leave the tow truck there.
Oh, he should be
Why
allowed to
not?
vehicle back and forth. The vehicle.
That,
If he
That's
were,
what she was saying.
if he has a towing business, say downtown somewhere, and he's closed up shop and he's going home, he's gonna drive his tow truck home.
Yep.
He's not using it at that point for business. He's
Exactly.
taking himself back and forth to work.
right.
Correct.
Correct.
What's
Pat-
issuing,
Pat
what
is
he's
arguing the
doing now is creating a business. He's gonna bring that towing truck back home with a car attached to it. That's his business. He's towing.
Well, I'm a little bit confused. So let's say no car. There's no car on the tow truck.
Okay?
No cars at all.
He's coming home from work.
So he can park that tow truck
Yes.
in his driveway
Yes.
with no car on it.
If you look in your zoning, you can have one commercial vehicle that you drive back and forth is allowed on your property. If you had a company car or a company truck, why couldn't you drive it home?
That has been that's been my confusion here.
No, that isn't the confusing part. What is the confusing part with this is he wants the business. He's increasing his business, but he's picking a business that is, by the spirit of our ordinance, says no, not in that zone.
But he could run that business out of there as long as he didn't tow any vehicles back there.
Why would he run the business there if he wasn't going to tow vehicles?
Well, he could tow the vehicles to a junkyard.
He could tow them to another lot and then
another-
come home and park his truck.
Well, I don't know for sure, but it's my understanding from past cases, when you're a tow truck and you go pick up a vehicle, depending on what happened to the vehicle, you might bring it to your location and it sits there. If it's an accident, the insurance company's gonna say, leave it there until we
Nice.
come and
Well,
do our,
There's cars parked at the town dump though, or the recycling center, or whatever it's called. Those cars were towed there by a company that does not operate out of the town dump.
Well, it used to. It's at the police department now.
Whatever.
I guess the point
Regardless.
is, you could you could operate a towing company and take those vehicles to a location other than the place that the tow
Somewhere
truck
else?
parks every night.
Yes.
So you
Right.
could run a towing business out of your home.
You
But
could,
he-
but this gentleman is choosing to bring it to his home,
Right.
which is
Store it in there.
mixed use zone.
Well, you can't do it.
Okay. I think, okay, so like I could have a towing company in rural agricultural or something. And as long as I'm not leaving cars there, I could go tow cars to other places
Yes.
and park
Like
my
you could
tow
work-
truck at my house.
You could work for AAA.
Right,
That's,
right.
you work for AAA, you
But
don't
you-
bring cars in.
But it's the car.
But if you have an accident, you got to clear out an accident. You have to bring that vehicle in to store it for a couple days
Yep.
until insurance comes to look at it.
So this, I guess, is what begets, this is the question I'm asking. We're not talking about a towing company. We're talking about vehicle storage.
Correct.
That's what we're talking about.
But it's
Which-
all part of
which-
his business.
But which vehicle storage is outlined in the ordinance?
I believe vehicle storage was, yes. I
Has not
hold on a
allowed.
second. Am I getting lost in the nuance here? or does
No,
this-
no.
Okay.
You're
No.
spot on. And we've
Where's
had another
vehicle
case.
storage listed?
That's what I'm looking for right now.
We've had another case where vehicle storage came up. I
Yes.
believe it might have actually been the property next door.
Yep.
There is nothing. There's vehicle sales and rental, sales and installation of vehicle parts. The only thing that is maybe, I guess I'd have to dig deeper into the definition of what a commercial parking lot is. I would interpret that as a like for-profit
Pay
as you park.
Yeah.
Right, Insurance company's paying him for storage.
Can we pull up, sorry, forgive me, what's your name? Francois. I believe when Francois was here, can we pull up the minutes from that meeting? What month was that?
Well, what do you want to know?
Well, because we discussed.
5 cars
Yeah. how
5
did we-
cars,
5 cars will be allowed.
maximum.
maximum. Is what
Right.
So that was on
We
the
allow-
same
so-
lot,
Next
No,
door.
next door,
Next door.
next door.
a butter.
In Butter, we allowed 5 cars. to be
Right.
stored.
So in
So
what ordinance were we granting a variance of when we did that?
It was this specific automotive repair.
Automotive repair.
Auto-
Again,
okay.
it was- Yes.
Is there a specific amount of cars for automotive repair? Okay, regardless, I don't think we're gonna come to an understanding. I feel like we should seek legal counsel and get some sleep.
well, why could you hear the other case and you can't do this one?
Well, that was a very specific, it was motor vehicle repair. It was spelled out in
motor
the
Motor
zoning.
vehicle repair.
Okay, but
How
it
many
was
cars you
still
could store?
a non-permitted use, and you chose to give it a variance.
We did give
No.
that case a variance.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
But it's outlined how many cars you can store, correct?
Yes.
With automotive repair.
We put a condition on it.
We said it at, we said
said
at that lot and what it had, we said no more than 5 cars.
Okay, so yeah, automotive repair was
Repair.
not allowed. We said, yes, it is, but only 5 cars.
Correct.
Towing is
Not spelled out.
Not spelled
not
out.
spelled
but,
out.
but
Yeah.
not allowed by permit because it's not specifically spelled out.
Is there any other ordinance where the amount of vehicles is outlined? Because even if it was in the ordinance, I don't think the ordinance would dictate the amount of cars. I think it would be contingent upon the property. Which leads me to, we should just hear the case. And
Sounds good. Let's hear the case.
right?
Yes, if I'm confused and 4 people aren't, that's okay.
No.
Hear the case, but I also agree contingent upon legal counsel. I think we should seek. I can be the only one who thinks that, but I think we should seek legal counsel.
For how to spell it out further.
But then,
I don't think if we're
We're
going to
gonna
seek legal counsel
clarify,
for this
gonna
case, we have to do it
clarify.
before we hear the case.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying seek legal counsel, understand this better, and then hear the case.
How does the rest of the body feel?
Contingent upon what the legal counsel says.
Everybody else likes that?
Yeah, I like that. That's
Okay.
fine, yeah.
just because,
Well, we could also seek counsel on how to make a proposal to the planning board for something like this going forward.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I'd feel better about that. I
Yeah.
appreciate Sandy's confidence. But I'm trying to keep our toes out of the mud. And if we can get some guidance, then that would be better.
Yeah.
Everybody's
That's in the sand?
any motions?
What?
Read it again?
Any motions? Motion to,
To continue.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a motion? I'll make a motion that we continue case 2604 so that we can go and get legal counsel, an opinion on how we should progress with this case.
We have,
What specifically do you want me to ask legal counsel?
what do we do if it's not in the ordinance? Are we allowed to hear the case if it's not spelled out in the ordinance, or do we have to?
what,
Is that,
I mean,
is
if you,
that wrong?
you can, I mean, we can save time here if you can provide us guidance, Pat.
I just think for the applicant, the fastest way to, can we hear this case as legal counsel? Rather than,
You want me to ask legal counsel when it's not listed, like towing,
are we allowed to hear a case as if it is listed?
are you allowed to hear that case?
But it's not listed.
Yes, you are allowed to hear the case. Of course you are allowed to hear the case.
If it's that cut and dry, let's,
Of course
Is
you
it that
are
cut and
allowed to
dry?
hear the case.
Sure.
Right. and
Okay.
Can't you?
let's do it.
You're making a determination.
We are, I would be glad to go to spend the money and go
Yeah.
to legal counsel.
I
However,
just think we're granting a variance to the ordinance. If something's not outlined in the ordinance, how do you grant a variance to it?
You're making a decision because no one knows how to go forward. You've been told by the planning board they felt he needed to come here to get some kind of a variance because they felt what he wanted to do was not a legal thing on the property where he's at. Now they're sending him to you because they want him to, if he's going to go forward with the business that he wants and he wants to use his land for that business, then the planning board wants a determination and an answer from you whether or not you're willing to give him the variance to go forward with that site plan.
To run a towing business.
That all
run a
totally makes
towing
sense to me. I guess the part where I'm hung up
And-
on is,
One thing, the gentleman over there said that he wants to make sure that it's neat, clean, and not a bunch of fences going around. He wants it orderly and neat and clean.
it makes total
Oh,
sense.
that
That's
Make total
planning,
sense.
though.
That's
planning.
planning, that's
Hey,
planning,
hey,
right.
just so you know, when next door, a complete total abut, right next door, which is Francois,
Mhm.
did not have to go to zoning. Just planning board, site plan.
No, he came to zoning.
Well,
We heard the case.
Yeah, we heard the case.
Well, maybe not for, we heard a case for an
But-
abutting lot for automotive repair.
Because it,
Well, the,
Now, all right, so this is regardless. I guess the question I have here is my hang up on the league is are we hearing a case to run a towing business? So that means he's parking his tow truck and he's
Yes.
driving to work from
Yes,
there.
yeah.
Or are we hearing a case on vehicle storage?
Or both.
oh,
or both,
It-
both,
or running a
both,
towing business, he wants to store 4
both.
vehicles there.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Legal counsel would make.
So does he
me
need a variance to run a tow truck out of his driveway?
Yeah.
feel- I can't see where that would be the case.
I don't see how he would need it. I don't see how he would need a variance to
If he
park an
were-
empty tow truck in his driveway.
No, he wouldn't need a variance for
Or
that.
don't need a
No.
variance for a
No.
tow
The
truck.
only reason he's coming to us is because he wants to store the vehicles on his lot.
Is
Exactly.
vehicle
It's
storage.
his business.
Yes.
Now, if he came in here and he said,
Now,
well,
what-
I don't know
wait,
why
what
I'm
about-
here.
What about the boat storage one? Is there anything about vehicles?
The boat storage?
I mean, here's the other kicker: is this is not his business we're giving the variance to.
It's the property.
It's the
correct.
piece of
It's the
land we're giving
land.
the variance to.
Right.
Does it make sense to do vehicle storage on that piece of land?
Or does it make sense to run a towing company off?
Oh,
Yeah. Wait, so the storage one, the vehicle storage, isn't there something about boats and other vehicles?
I'm looking for a
We heard the
storage.
case across the street from the golf course where they it wasn't a self-storage, remember? It was a,
So parking space or garage for employees, visitors, and customers is a permitted use in the mixed use district.
Yeah.
no, not that. What,
Um,
look for the one with boat storage.
I'm Energy uses. Non-residential, there's parking space for garage employees, there's childcare for employees, resurrection fitness facilities.
Storage units or something.
There is maybe under industrial here, materials recycling center. I don't really think it's.
Or is
not
boat
sure.
storage not allowed in it?
I'm not seeing boat storage spelled out at all yet. Hold on a second.
All right, here we have sales and
Outdoor
rental
storage.
of boats and
Outdoor storage.
watercraft.
Here we go. So permanent storage of a trailer or container is allowed by a special exception.
Yeah,
Outdoor storage of merchandise is permitted.
yep.
Those are the only two storage things that are spelled out so far.
Yep.
Self-storage facilities are permitted by special exception.
Yep.
Hold on. Sales, rental of boats and watercraft, recreational vehicle park. That's, I guess, what it would be an RV park is not
Yeah.
permitted.
Right.
It's not an RV park. A privately owned outdoor recreational facility. That's not it. Oh, this is the past one.
Here we have outdoor storage of boat, recreational vehicles, and camper trailers. That would
Yeah.
be a permitted use.
He's allowed to store campers.
That's what it says.
Well, that's a vehicle.
Um,
If you could store a Class C RV.
Just like next door.
So this is
I
kind of
believe he was allowed to store boats.
You're
work
getting
on
way
this.
out of hand
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
This is automotive. Automotive.
Yeah.
Towing is automotive.
So this is kind of what we got into when we talked about the neighboring one, is that you could work on excavators, but you
Bobcats.
can't work on a car.
Right.
Yeah.
You could work
Right.
on. So there was this weird, like they were boxing
Yeah,
to
yeah,
not
yeah.
being allowed to work on cars, but you can work on other things.
Okay, so the spirit of the ordinance is you can't store cars there.
The spirit of the ordinance doesn't allow for automotive repair or
Right.
automotive
The
use.
spirit of the non-existent ordinance.
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready to hear this. I'm ready to hear it whenever you guys are, if you guys are.
Ready for what?
I'm ready to
I'm
move
gonna-
through the 5 criteria.
Okay. All right.
And, okay, yeah. No legal counsel? No?
No.
Okay, I won't make a motion.
Okay.
We do need a motion on this case
Before we do the
What?
criteria?
to either approve or deny it.
But we
Oh.
have to go to
Oh.
criteria first,
Criteria
right?
first.
No.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Oh.
I apologize. Yes. I was thinking we were going to make the motion and then go through the criteria, but we should go through the criteria first. Okay. Apologize for the confusion. We are getting our dust from 6 months of being off on zoning board
Yep.
shaken out here. Okay, number 1, granting the parent variance would not be contrary to the public interest. Anyone want to speak on it?
Yeah, I don't think, it seems like it fits in right there. There's a garage next door. I think this makes sense for the area. It's not contrary to public interest.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree in the context of 4 vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, if the variance were granted, the spirit of the ordinance would be observed. You want to speak to it?
Yes, the spirit of the non-existent ordinance would be observed.
I agree with you. The spirit of the ordinance is to kind of control the style of business that goes down in there. I think it's consistent with what's going on around it, and that the ordinance doesn't specifically spell out what he's trying to do.
Right.
Still, yeah, I mean, at the front, it's still residential.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Number 3, granting the variance would do substantial justice. I'll speak to it. I don't think that in the context of 4 cars, holding him to this would do more justice to him to hold him to a variance that doesn't actually exist
Right.
than it would do against the public to allow a small scale operation. All right.
Well, you want to hold it to 4 vehicles or you want
The application is for 4 vehicles.
to, okay.
So we don't even have to add that in.
What's that?
We don't have to add it in as a because it's in the application.
It's in the application. I would
Yeah.
say it if
I would still
think
make
it's
it
worth
a
saying it.
condition.
Make it okay.
Get a condition of approval because the application could get lost down the line.
I got number 4, if you're ready.
Yep.
If the variance were granted, the values of the surrounding properties would not be diminished because you already have other businesses in that area doing auto repair and like that. He's not asking for auto repair. He's asking for storage of vehicles and towing. So I don't think it would diminish the value
I don't see
of
any.
the property.
I agree.
I agree.
Number 5, unnecessary hardship owing to a special condition of the property that distinguishes from other properties in the area. Denial of the variance would result in unnecessary hardship. I, because no fair substantial relationship exists between the general public purpose of the ordinance provision and the specific application of that provision. I feel that this is met because there isn't an ordinance that prevents him from doing what he's trying to do. But I think it would be an unnecessary hardship to hold him to an ordinance that doesn't exist. I don't know how you guys feel.
Yep.
Number 2, the proposed use is a reasonable one. Yeah, small scale.
It's very reasonable.
Small scale moving like that is reasonable. He could park that tow truck there anyways.
Oh.
Yep. Any motions?
I do have just one question if anybody's interested in making it. I think the neighbor made a good point about the river is somewhat close, and I think crashed vehicles, there could be liquid or something. Should make some sort of recommendation to planning.
For an impervious surface for them to be stored on, so they can't
Yeah.
leak through to yours.
If he's going to be bringing in crashed vehicles, it could be leaking. And if that is a runoff, if there's a culvert on the state road there, if there's a swale that goes down through there, we don't want, but is that planning or we can make that a condition?
Well, it
Yeah,
would be.
you
part
can
of-
make a recommendation to planning for impervious surface for the
Yeah.
for the car lot.
With the appropriate
Yep.
fluid, the oil retainment systems.
Yeah.
Antifreeze
Oh,
and
well,
oil.
it's
Chuck
covered
would
in
say for a
planning.
100-year storm or something.
I
But-
do have a question for Pat, but,
Yeah.
Pat,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the law's changed since I was here, but I was always told that all the criteria for a hardship had to be answered.
Mhm.
And on this, he has not put anything down for B. Explain how if the criteria of subparagraph A is not established, an unnecessary hardship will be deemed to exist if he has put nothing in there.
We
That would
actually,
be-
we only have to meet A or B.
Or B.
Oh, okay.
So he's
Yeah.
got to hit the number 1 and number 2 of A.
Yep,
Okay.
If he can't do it with that, then he's got to go to B.
Okay.
that was
then-
my understanding.
And
Yeah.
that changed a little bit. Thank you.
Did I hear a motion? I haven't heard a motion yet.
You've not heard a fully fleshed out motion yet.
Okay,
What contingencies?
So we had a contingency of 4 vehicles.
Yes.
4
Yes.
vehicles in a recommendation to planning for impervious surface for, with provisions for, I put down drainage in
Well,
spill proof.
Oil
it
retention.
wouldn't be drainage because the drainage wouldn't imply that it would take it and move it somewhere.
Spill proof.
Yeah, get rid of drainage.
Spill
but-
mitigation.
Spill
Contain it.
mitigation. I like that.
Spill mitigation.
That's good.
Also, no maintenance of vehicles.
Correct, no maintenance of vehicles. You want to add that condition is what you're.
Oh, I think that's
I think she
Implying
just
that.
is,
We're just,
I think she's
Oh.
making it clear.
Okay,
is that not allowed in?
That is not allowed
not allowed in mixed use.
by definition.
and he's not here for a variance for that.
Correct.
How about selling? You can sell vehicles out of that lot.
Also cannot do that.
Yeah.
Is it? No, I'm not gonna say.
That's a whole other hour.
That's
Okay, would somebody like to put that together in a complete sentence?
Oh God, where's your notes? Did you just take them?
I can make it look nice for you, although I'm not.
I'll make a motion to approve ZB 26-04. A request for a variance from Article 6, Section G to permit a towing and storage business in the mixed-use zone contingent upon,
With the following conditions.
with the following conditions, a maximum of 4 vehicles and a suggestion to the planning board for some mechanism for spill mitigation.
And
No maintenance to vehicle.
And
No
no-
maintenance or selling of
Sorry,
vehicles.
is that what that says? And no maintenance or selling of vehicles.
impervious surface.
And an impervious surface.
Motion's been made. Any seconds?
Second,
Seconded by Sandy. Any further discussion? Appreciate all you guys' patience with my endless discussion.
No, all in favor?
hey, that's how you learn, right?
All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it, it passes. Thank
Hey,
you for coming in.
Thank you.
good luck.
Thank you.
You should have your Patriots
Mr.
hat
Chair.
on.
Yeah.
We have one other for you to hear is a conceptual from forgot your first name.
Oh,
Bridget
okay.
Ellsworth from Hoyle and Tanner, just for a couple quick questions for you. Real
Everybody
quick.
good with
Yep,
that? I'm
yep.
good with it?
Yeah.
Everyone else is?
Yeah.
Cool.
I thought you were an alternate.
I have a couple questions and clarifications. We're going to look to come back to you guys for possibly a variance on frontage. We're in the commercial zone for a client who's looking to subdivide 39 acres, and then his parcel would be a solar panel facility. This is located between Duncan and the high school. So my understanding, there's no sewer in the road. So frontage for no sewer would be 200 feet. The total frontage we have right now is under 400 feet, so we're going to need to divide up this frontage. Ideally, the other partner would get more frontage because he's looking for commercial property on Main Street, whereas we just need access to the solar panel facility for maintenance and you know, like I think every 6 months there'd be some mowing going on and checking on anything that would be down. It's all remotely monitored. So there's really not a whole lot other than just maintenance access. And then there would be an easement for the back portion of that commercial property. I guess the question is, would you be looking for a variance on this frontage, even though there's no residents and no sewer use for solar panel facilities?
I would think we would need a variance because we would have to, because it would go, yeah, we would need a variance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where
It's the old Bel Air.
so you're looking for a variance to get road frontage.
That's Main Street, West Main Street.
That's West Main Street.
Yep.
Is that property the little one where we approved that?
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
next to it.
The storage facility,
Isn't it next to it?
across from the daycare. Is that kind of where you access this?
What's the
No.
what's the address? What's the address of this?
It's the old Turgeon property.
Okay,
West Main?
so this is going towards the river from West Main Street. Yeah.
Across the
okay.
street.
Across the street.
And so they're considering subdividing the property, and you're looking for a variance from the road frontage for the subdivision of the property.
That's the property now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My feeling is that we would need to hear a variance
Yes.
because we would be considering whether that property met all of the criteria, regardless of its use or what its proposed use is, rather.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it would be 2 because it would be 1 for the subdivision and then 2 because then it's a non-conforming lot.
The road frontage would be the non-conforming piece of it, so we need to hear the variance on
What
allowing.
is the total frontage?
But the
you say?
subdivision wouldn't be a
100 for the
standalone.
solar panel facility and over 200 for the commercial property. And the
So-
commercial property would have to come back to you guys if there's anything on their end. This would just be for subdivision.
What you mean
of-
two is 2 non-conforming lots is what you're getting at.
Yes.
No, you need a variance to subdivide less than, do you need a variance to subdivide?
No.
Less than the road frontage
No.
amount?
No,
You can subdivide less than the road frontage.
This green. Oh,
No, I understand.
Where 200 is
I
required.
understand that, but you can't,
I'm
You see what I'm
wondering
I don't.
if they're gonna
You can't
subdivide that,
subdivide
why couldn't all the
less than the road
frontage in the
frontage is
front
allowed.
belong
So you
to
need a
the
variance
commercial? And
the
you would
ordinance
have an easement
to
going
subdivide.
back to the back lot.
but then they would
Then
be
we wouldn't have
non-conforming,
frontage at all.
so they would need a
right?
variance to
You
put the
need
solar
frontage?
panels in.
Do you need frontage? You would just have the easement.
We just need access.
Well, that's your 50-foot
Right.
easement.
That's your easement.
Your east, what Sandy's
And
saying
potentially
is your
setback issues
easement
once
is
it's
your
once.
access.
Yeah.
And so
So-
you don't need the frontage as long as you have the easement.
Easement.
So we, even if we're creating a back lot, we wouldn't need frontage.
You're not creating a back lot if you have an easement.
Okay.
You have to have a 50-foot, a minimum of 50 feet.
Yeah, to
You're not
the
creating a
road.
back lot if you have that easement.
But they did away with
Does the backlock already exist?
No, it's
No.
all one
No,
big
'cause it has-
lot.
It has road
Sorry,
frontage.
I didn't know if this was it here.
Yeah,
It's all, you're right.
They're
So
gonna,
you can't do back lots anymore.
I thought they did
Yeah.
away.
You're not creating a back lot.
no, it has
Huh?
access to the road.
Let's bring it up closer,
well, it's a,
just so
Fig-
you can see. You're not
kinda.
creating a back lot.
I forgot my glasses, sorry.
All right, so
There you are.
Well, it's not a back lot because there
you're not
is road
creating-
frontage.
This is
Right.
the total lot here, all the way down, yellow and green. You're creating a 50-foot easement here. This is all gonna be solar here.
Yeah.
This yellow is gonna be commercial. The owner is gonna keep that down by the river. And he's gonna keep this part, and this is commercial, he's gonna
Okay,
keep.
but
That's it. So
once,
you just have the 50-foot easement here.
We do need 2 lots.
But this would be a second lot with an easement down. the
Okay,
street.
I just thought we had to have frontage, so.
I thought you needed
That's your
this.
planning board.
oh my God.
I believe you still, I will check, but I believe you still can have that, this lot here, you're not creating a back lot because you have a 50-foot easement. We just went through this with the subdivision on Clark Road,
Right,
and it didn't create a back lot, you have a 50-foot easement. Created the 50-foot easement, so we didn't have a back lot. Did that. Okay.
But then doesn't,
Actually,
creating that subdivision makes it non-conforming, correct? Because then
No,
Because it's not creating a subdivision,
it's
because
not
it's got an
creating a
easement.
subdivision.
it's just an easement.
It's just an easement, that's
Right.
it. It's a 2 lots, 2 lots.
She wants to subdivide though.
You have the.
No, she's saying subdivide, you're
You're gonna-
saying no
this is gonna
subdivision.
be a lot back here.
2 lots and an easement going into this. It does not create a back lot.
Right.
Because you have an easement going into, with frontage, with a main road,
The only thing I don't
so you
know,
don't have a backland lot.
That is exempt from, an easement makes a lot exempt from road frontage.
Exempt from a backland lot.
yes, exempt from being a backland.
Right.
It's being given,
I think I understand what Steve's saying now. The easement isn't enough road frontage. So does she need a variance?
An easement is, so, let me give you a perfect example. Jim Lowry up here, everybody know Jim Lowry,
Sure do.
right? The race car, right?
No.
So on School Street, he has 450, 500 feet of driveway, or better than that.
yeah,
And his house is way at the very end of it.
right,
Well, he just subdivided it so his daughter could have a lot on the right-hand side, just as you go into his driveway. So it would be.
But now he
like
doesn't-
Right here. They wouldn't allow her to have this because it created a backland lot to him.
right.
But it doesn't because he has 100-foot driveway going all the way down. to
But now he
the
doesn't
street.
have the road frontage.
Well, he does because he has School Street, he has the frontage.
Well, this one will not have the road
It
frontage.
does because it has the frontage on schools, on West Main Street.
The only thing I don't know.
The green lot,
is-
The green has here.
that's
on
enough,
School Street,
that's enough frontage.
50 feet.
That's
Oh.
the easement.
Wait, so what are
That's
we
the
even talking?
easement.
Yes.
Correct.
Well, then I guess you don't need.
You don't need one.
Well, one thing I want to,
Yeah, right.
we still need to check. Does the frontage have to be contiguous?
Yes,
Does it
I
have
looked,
to be
I did,
split?
yeah, I looked
So
at it
if-
at one point from my property.
You have
Right.
something
If
going
it
on?
becomes a different ownership, then it's not contiguous. Correct.
Right, so does she
So
have
we
the
have to
frontage
check on
here?
that.
Does she have enough?
This guy does.
Yeah.
This guy does.
What's the minimum?
But this one
200
won't if it's
sewer.
separated with a different.
200. And the easement's only 50? I don't understand how that works.
Oh, I see.
If you could make it.
It's
to the
50
lot,
with
you
sewer.
could buy this. So that, kind of like what.
There's
they
no
did
sewer.
on-
But there's no sewer on West Main Street.
The guy that
So
lived
that's what
down
she did.
I'm
there.
glad to see you
Okay.
doing solar.
But
I like solar.
doesn't an easement mean you're going through somebody else's property?
I don't know the difference between easement and a deeded right away.
Right, right. The green property is going to allow the yellow property an easement through. But the yellow, but an easement means that you're allowing somebody else to go through your property. She's saying she wants to subdivide that green part.
And own
You're
out the
saying
road.
you have.
I think what she's saying
Pat
is she
saying,
doesn't subdivide it, is what she's saying.
No, but even if they did subdivide it, they still can have an easement from it.
but you can't subdivide because the road frontage. There's not 100 feet there.
100 feet, yes.
Oh, it is 100 feet wide.
So it should
Oh.
be 200.
So it's supposed.
Yeah,
to
so
be
they do.
200,
So you do need a variance because there's no sewer.
but then
This is so.
just add access shared drive.
Yeah.
instead of frontage.
But
You can
an
serve two
easement.
lots.
Give,
with-
Okay. So you're basically sharing the road frontage with
Right.
the easement.
Yes, you can
You
have
can do that?
two lots
Because I
using
believe,
the same easement.
correct me if I'm wrong, it would be the same access point for both lots. So that meets the road frontage requirement.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, they need 200
No.
feet of road frontage, but the same access point is going to be used for both lots. So that's why it can count. As that's my understanding of what you guys are saying.
That's what- But.
Now, make sure you don't have a tow truck on that.
But we can look into that for you.
I don't get it.
I'm good.
Well, if we see you, we see you. Good
No.
luck.
Yes.
Sorry to keep you up late.
Uh,
Go solar.
minutes.
Go
We gotta
solar.
do our minutes.
All right.
Okay. Motion to, minutes. Oh my
Minutes.
gosh.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve the minutes from September 16th, 2025.
Wait, I have
You
an
have?
amendment.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt
Okay.
was not there.
I was there in September, wasn't I?
You were at the last one, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the? Oh, I thought you. No.
Yeah, it was. This is when we talked about the eggs.
Yeah.
Yes. This is
Yeah.
for the chicken coop.
Oh, did we not meet in October then?
We did not.
Did not.
No.
We've not met since September.
Oh, I thought I ran the last meeting. That's
You
what I
ran the
was-
one while I was gone.
Yeah, that's what I was
Before
thinking.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never mind. All good. Approve it. Go for it.
All right, motion's been made to approve September 16th minutes,
Second,
seconded by Sandy. All those in favor vote aye.
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 I'll make a
Any-
motion.
Wait, I did this to Brian last time. Any opposed?
Nope.
Yeah,
Or accepted.
make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. Those in favor vote aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned at 8:53.
I need